What is going on, guys? Welcome to Outside the Brand. This is not a review. We're just here talking. We're here talking. We're doing this in the middle of AEW Dynamite. We just witnessed Ric Flair on AEW television, which is freaking insane. Um, Tony Khan's gift to Sting for his retirement is a whole other person. That being Ric Flair, but we're not here to talk about that. Loff is kind of, processing that as we're trying to figure things out here.
Fuck Ric
But
Flair. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Phil.
well, see, now that's just rude. Like,
I don't care.
Nah, he said it right. Fuck Ric
He's a
Flair.
nasty man. He's a nasty, freaky man. I don't care about Ric Flair. Man,
Freaky
get out of
ass
here.
frog. Freaky frog.
Freaky fuck.
well, Arturo, what do you think about Ric Flair and AEW? Loff hates it. So, um,
Yeah.
I mean, look, I know the history between Sting and Flair. I'll say this: it's cool that Sting and Ric Flair are going to be, kind of like tied to the hip throughout this retirement tour of Sting. But yeah, I mean, was it technically needed? No, but I mean, hell, it's gonna be something interesting when it comes down to it. Um, that would be a Hall of Fame. AEW is way too young to have a Hall of Fame. Um, but it could have done something of that nature for sure. Um, but we're not here to talk about Ric Flair. We're not here to talk about Sting here. Um, we're here to talk about AEW, but we're also here to talk about TNA and Impact Wrestling. What's
Gang
going on,
shit.
TJ? How you doing, man? Yeah, we're here to talk about TNA Impact and AEW and the future of both of these companies. Which one do you have more faith in when it comes to both companies? The future of AEW or the future of TNA/Impact Wrestling? Well, if you brought this to my attention as like a question earlier on in the day, and TJ, I mean, I kind of just in passing told everybody in the Discord that this was probably going to be the topic of tonight's discussion. How well, if I want to ask you this first, how'd you come up with such a it's an interesting topic because this is something that we know with AEW is only a 4-year company. It's very young in its history, but they have done some great moments within their history. And Impact, while it's had its ups and downs throughout their process of being a company since 2002, I believe, it's it's gone through the ringer at times, but it's always seemed to come out on top in the end, or at least in at least something of relevance to be talked about. So how'd you come up with this, and what made you really think about this kind of a thing?
Um, I was watching a whole bunch of TNA videos at work. And someone in the comments said that he had more faith in TNA's future than he did AEW's, and I was like, that's odd. I never heard anyone say that, especially since the whole rebranding. I didn't expect to ever hear that. So it was a weird sentence, and then I thought about it for a minute. I'm like, I don't know what side I'm on right now, but I think it's a talking point. I can see both sides. I know what side I'm leaning towards, but I don't know if that's the correct one. So I thought it was a good conversation point. You know what I'm saying?
And TJ, I want to kind of bring this kind of a question to you as well, because to me, I mean, I'm going to be watching both. I love professional wrestling. I'm going to be watching both companies. I love the whole atmosphere of TNA/ Impact Wrestling. I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of it now that it's going or being reverted back into the TNA. But AEW, because I've been watching it since day one, since the goddamn parking lot days, there's always gonna have that part of me when it comes to that side of the company. Um, how do you feel about this kind of a question, and where is your mindset at when it comes to both TNA Impact Wrestling and AEW? Oh,
This man is
he's somewhere, guys. I don't know where he is, but he's somewhere, and
was on stage.
we'll, we'll get him. We'll get him sometime.
Bro, it's on stage with the blue lights, man.
You could have joined when you got home, bro.
I called him when I was at work. I was like, "You about to do this?" He's like, "I'm there." I was like, "Okay, bitch." I didn't know he was at work trying to fix my mic. Outside the brand speaking to us.
Oh, outside the brand saying,
Wow.
"Oh, trying to fix my mic." Lol. Okay, well, there you go. Okay,
How
well,
do you feel about
Laf,
it?
I'll just pose the question to you until we get an answer out of TJ here. I mean, the future of both companies look very bright in the end with the whole, rebrand of TNA or Impact to TNA and AEW as a whole. But um, I mean, I'm gonna be watching both companies. I don't think there's
Mhm.
really a technically side to it, but at the end of the day, it is kind of what professional wrestling is now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't plan on stopping to watch. I don't plan on like not watching the other show. Um, I think I'm still in a state of disbelief that like I get to like have the feeling that 11-year-old me and like 10-year-old me and 9-year-old me had again.
Right? Yeah.
Um, of just seeing TNA come on like on like every week. You know what I'm saying? Because we were just watching some old TNA stuff before it came on here, and I think Prodigy said it. I think he said that um it reminded like the production and the crowd. It reminded you of like peak Black and Gold, just energy in the arena, in the crowd, in the people in the ring. It just seemed like a different show. And obviously, I think there's going to be a honeymoon period with TNA because
Right.
like that first 3 months is going to be like, oh, everything is great, and then when we get to that year mark, that's when things are going to be like, okay, what are we doing to go further? You know what I'm saying? Because we can't just go nostalgia all the way up. We can't just go because a lot of the people that were in TNA either they're retired during a different company or they're well, it's pretty much those two things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Half of them are retired, half of them are in a different company. AJ's in WWE, Sting's in AEW. Um, I don't know where other people are. Like Kurt's retired, you know. So it's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't know if they're prepared to fully go in on. Mainly just because they don't have the assets anymore. So I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm still currently thinking about it right now. I've been thinking about it all day, and I still haven't been able to like set my brain on one thing. I really don't know.
Testing, testing. Big booty bitches. Is
We
this
hear you
working?
now. We
Hello.
hear you
Okay,
now.
bad.
Um. So yeah. TJ, I posed the question to you. Um. I mean, we're talking about both AEW and TNA / Impact Wrestling today, and we all know the future of both of these companies look very bright um from what the products are presenting to us at this very moment in time. Like I said earlier, AEW is a very young company, but TNA / Impact Wrestling has also had its ups and downs. But both companies
Mm.
have always seemed to figure out how to deal with things in the end. AEW still has a little bit more growing pains to do, but it's not like, any other company hasn't. So, how do you feel about this kind of a deal? And what do you say to those people that are honestly probably going to choose one or the other based on, the tribalism and how things are going in today's landscape of pro wrestling?
I feel like if I mean if you want to choose one, it's whatever. But if you make it your whole personality, I just know for a fact your mother does not love you, and you probably were neglected as a child, because that gives off very much I want attention type energy, very small schmeat energy. Um, but I think we should just all enjoy pro wrestling. The fact that we're getting TNA back, bro, like what the
Yeah.
like, bro, we're talking about some fucking like get ready to fly. Like y'all remember that shit, bro? Like come on now, like shit, like hey, like just as far as the revamping, I think it's a great move
Yeah.
because I feel like Impact is plateauing, and this move to back to TNA is what's gonna push it through the ceiling. Because then when you push it through the ceiling back to TNA, you bring back those fans who knew the old TNA. Introduce them to the new stuff, and then you can start doing what? Going to bigger arenas than you're at. And I'm talking like WWE level ones. You can start off AEW levels. I guarantee you, if they run something like fucking, let's just say where Dynamite was last week, the epicenter in Rosenberg.
Okay.
I feel like TNA could easily sell that bitch out because
From what
Dynamite was damn near sold out, but they had a big chunk cut off for hard cam section. But I feel like TNA could
from what I
easily.
looked at, that's a 10,000 seats arena.
I think TNA could easily do that.
They'd be able to get that.
Easily.
Or at
Yeah.
least with the setup with the kind of staging or whatever, they can get at least 7,000 to 8,000 people in there.
And if not that,
Yeah.
Capital Wrestling Center, where they used to do NXT, TNA can sell
Yeah.
that bitch out.
Oh man, that would be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Put them niggas in the Hammerstein again. Just run a couple shows at the Hammerstein. You'll get that bitch sold out and get the numbers on you.
That's not a bad idea.
yeah,
Give
no,
me-
I
give
mean,
me
like,
once a year, TNA's version of fucking One Night Stand or December to Dismember. It's just fucking.
That is not a bad idea.
yeah,
If they don't do it, I'm gonna do it.
I think it's absolutely something that they can do. It's easily something feasible that they can do. And the thing is, when it comes down to it, I've been watching, Impact, this version of Impact that we are seeing right now in today's landscape for, I've been a little on and off with the product, but I at least know what is going on. I saw Bound for Glory on, what was it, Saturday? Yeah,
Friday,
it was
Saturday,
Saturday.
Saturday.
I believe so. I believe it was Saturday. And it was a great show. It was an absolutely amazing show. I mean, we saw and we saw hell a match of the year goddamn candidate with Will Ospreay and goddamn Speedball and Mike Bailey. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic.
And TNA said, you know what? It's not fair that we put this behind a paywall. Everybody gets to watch it tomorrow night.
And
I'm gonna watch
that's
it
awesome.
again.
We'll watch
Scott
it
No More
again.
knows business. Scott No More knows game.
Damn right.
And also, from what we understand, PCO is now the first signing under the new TNA umbrella. He resigned with the company. The obvious,
oldest. Also,
yeah.
I think I don't know.
Obviously, the
55.
contract details are disclosed. Obviously, we don't know that kind of a thing, but PCO and Scott D'Amore, they met together before. They met together before Bound for Glory, and they got that shit settled down. So now he's going to be a part of the future that is now TNA. And Scott D'Amore said in the video that he talked about with Tom. I want to call him Tom Phillips, but that's not who he is.
Tom Hannigan.
Hannigan.
That's it.
It is Tom Phillips, but it's not.
Actually, it's Hannah Fan or some shit like that. Actually,
Is that his name? Is that Tom?
Yeah,
I
it's
know I
like
saw his
Hannah
face
Fan.
before.
I don't know if that's like his legit name, but
Oh,
let
I know I
me
saw his
just look
face
him up
before, and I'm
Tom
like, who
Phillips.
is that guy?
Do we win?
Well,
I watched the
you
video.
knew
Okay,
Tom
let me
Phillips from
win.
WWE, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's him.
yeah, that's him.
Oh, okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
Why they change his name?
Well, Tom Phillips was a WWE.
They said
thing.
WWE was my slave name.
I didn't know
No.
that. I didn't know they gave him. I didn't know they gave like the commentators like different names.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's Tom Hannafan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Michael Cole's
Yeah.
real name is actually Michael Jamal Aloysius Johnson.
First of all, I believed you for like a split second, and I was like, wait.
Yeah, and then
I was like, really?
You only know Michael
Wait,
Cole
what?
is black? Come on,
Jamal?
Michael Cole black.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
That's
no, I
Marcus
mean
Cole.
they had about like a half hour live stream or whatever. I watched it. I didn't watch it live, but I'll watch it after the fact. And Scott D'Amore said that they will be going to that they will be doing bigger venues, that they will be doing a different type of feel. There was a question asked about the six-sided ring. They're not going back to that. They're not.
Do you want them to have long careers or not, people? Like, come on now.
And that's honestly exactly what he said. Like, do you guys want the six-sided ring that badly, or do you want the health and the safety of our talent a little bit
Yeah.
more? And I think the health and
Yeah.
safety of the talent is a lot more um beneficial to the company and to the product than a six-sided ring. I
Yeah.
love the six-sided ring. I think the six-sided ring was absolutely awesome during its time, but it definitely wasn't needed for this current amount of
Facts.
time.
Hmm.
Also, Corbin, her real name is Samantha Big Booty.
TJ, shut up.
My God. Oh my God.
But yeah,
My
man. I mean,
God.
the thing is, they bought the six-sided ring back for like, I think it was, what was it, 2019 or something like that. It was a few
Well,
years ago.
they did a TNA tribute show or
Yeah,
whatever, and they brought it back for that. Like I don't mind, like I wouldn't mind that if they did that like every once in a great while or whatever. But the wrestlers just point blank just didn't really like it all that much because it was hard to move around.
and for GFW. I think that time when Drew and Bobby were doing their thing, I believe the ring was six-sided at that point, and then they changed it back. 'Cause I remember it was like, I don't know how I came across it. 'Cause I definitely wasn't watching Impact at that time, but I think it had to be the time around the GFW stuff, GFW stuff, um, that they brought the six-sided ring back for like a little
Right.
bit, and then it went away, and I was like, okay. I thought they were gonna do the TNA stuff then, but then it was like, all right, it was just going one day, so I didn't know, but I mean, I figured that's why. 'Cause I remember I was watching some kind of interview and the dude was like, "Yeah, wrestling in that ring is like wrestling on 95% apron." I was like, "What?" That is that's it. It looks like an insane thing to be. I've never been inside a six-sided ring, but it looks like a
I
freaking
I never been inside a six-sided ring, but I've been to independent shows that use it here in CT, and
yeah.
it's
It looks
it's so
weird.
much it's so much more different, man. It's completely different than what
Bro,
we're normally
breaking your
used to when
back
it comes
on
to
a
being a
six-sided
four-sided
ring
ring.
for a hot dog and a handshake is insane.
It
It,
doesn't,
it it's it's completely different than what we are honestly used to when it comes to like a four-sided ring or anything like that. And I've been in a four-sided ring before. That just seems normal, but a six-sided ring, it's it's completely a different beast. But um, they also said in that interview with Scott Demore and Tom, I'm gonna say Phillips again, but whatever. You guys know who I'm talking about. Um, that the championships are going to be rebranded. Well, technically rebranded back into the whole TNA system, but the champions that are there now will just be moved over to the actual championships that they have currently created. So
mm,
the world champion, for example, that is shit. It's not Josh. It wasn't
Alex Shelley.
Alex Shelley. He will now be known as the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. So it's just
Yeah.
going to be moving over to that, which is good. Which is good. They got all new belts already created and everything like that. Just come January 13th, that's when they're going to be implemented, which is cool. I like it.
The fact that Trent is gonna be a TNA knockout just makes my heart happy.
TNA
That
Knockouts
is
World Champion. Yeah.
bring it, yo. I I know a lot of the men is probably harder to get back, but if any of the women are still there to get back, I think Angelina. I don't know if Angelina Love is still wrestling. I saw she did some independent show like a few months ago. I don't think she wrestled. I think she was just there. But um, a lot of people I want to come back. I don't want them to wrestle. I just want them to come back as like maybe like authority figures. You know what I'm saying? Um, because I feel like that first few months is just gonna be like a whole bunch of people nostalgia farming, and while that's I do think that's good, it's also bad at the same time because the Impact Wrestling roster now is absolutely insane. So if they can find a healthy, oh, that's it. That's probably what I watched at freaking Impact 1000. If
Yeah,
she,
she was in, I believe, night 2 of 1000 or whatever.
that's
Whenever
probably
they
what I
did
saw.
that massive 10 woman tag main event.
Oh yeah, okay. I forgot about that. Yep, I forgot she was in that match. I only remember Awesome Kong. I was just in awe that she was there. I freaking love her.
Hey, look, I'm glad she's doing all right after everything that happened
Yeah,
with
great to
WWE.
see her,
Facts.
you know.
She deserved the best in the world.
But I just I do
Y'all remember
What?
when Piper Niven when Tegan called Piper the Wish version of Karma?
That's not even. That's
That shit
just
was funny
mean.
as hell.
That's
Yeah, that was
just
just
mean.
rude.
That was just mean. I'm like, come
That shit
on
I
was
now.
mean,
it caught me off guard. She's like, "Oh, the Wish version of Karma."
Karma was hard.
I
It
mean, Tegan's great and all, but that was just rude.
was a good shot, but Jesus. But yeah, man. I
Oh,
mean, if they could find a good combination of the two and not just pretend like it's 2007 again, it would be cool. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
If you find a way to build both, then you're good. That's why I think TNA has a step on the future of AEW, just because I feel like I don't think AEW's reached its peak yet. I hope not. I think they had a hot point. I think they're past the honeymoon period now. They're kind of in the
we've seen what they could have been at a peak, but it's
yeah
only 4 years old. We
yeah.
can't
So
really
I
say
Yeah,
that yet.
I don't think they're gonna hit their peak for a number of years. You know what I'm saying? It's
I
gonna take a
also
little while,
feel
but
like their peak might be delayed because it feels like Tony is playing GM mode. And those who play, you know what I mean? That man
No,
is
yeah,
signing
no,
all the big names he can. And it's like your roster is not going to be happy when they're not getting too much TV time because you're signing all these big names and forgetting about them. Like, yes,
now,
signing Mystico is cool and all, but what about
yeah,
fucking? I know he left, but Fuego del Sol, what were you doing with him? Nothing. He just got Wardlow back on TV. He got a whole roster of people who are still sitting in catering that we ain't seen in a hot minute. Because first of
yeah,
all, Serena Deeb, what I know she been injured, but she been back for a while now. So where's she been at?
yeah.
Come on, Anthony.
So Serena Deeb, it's actually interesting that you brought her up because Serena Deeb, I don't know when they were doing their kind of partnership with the Cauliflower Alley Club or whatever, but she was at that event, so she's good. They're just trying. I guess what they're trying to do now is find something for her to do, but Serena Deeb's good. She she's good and ready to go whenever they need her
Also,
back. Which
the company's never going to reach its peak if its women's division doesn't get good. Like the wrestlers are good, but if your booking isn't good for your women's division, you're not going to reach your peak.
it can honestly be like,
mm,
and I know I'm probably gonna get a little bit slack for this, but hell, I'll take this off my back. It could be, and I say could be because there are a lot of other women's divisions out there right now that are better than the AEW women's roster. But it could be one of the best women's roster in all of North America if they were booked right. You got, you got Hikaru Shida.
No,
You
it
got,
could. Think of all the
like,
Joshi wrestlers
it's
they
got,
have on that roster.
it's got all the potential in the world to be one of the best women's rosters in all of North America. I mean, you take a look at up and down that roster.
Hell,
I
I'll
mean,
say
they've
to
got some of
be
the most
the best.
talent. They got some of the most talented wrestlers in women's professional wrestling today.
yeah. The potential is there, but the execution will always be that. That's why I think AEW is not going to reach its peak until Tony Khan is no longer running creative.
Right.
I
Yeah.
that's the way I felt about it
Well,
since
he needs
for
a
a few months.
goddamn team.
Yeah,
He needs a
that would be a
goddamn
See, as
start.
team.
much as he shits on Vince, he's pulling a Vince.
He
And it's
needs a
like, bro,
goddamn
it's
team.
like you
If
shit
Vince
on
had a
him so
team,
much, you're becoming him.
I
Yeah,
like
Vince
oof,
had a team at least.
that's a different conversation for a different day. I could get into that.
yeah
That's a different day.
yeah.
But
Um, but I mean, we take a look at this roster right now as I name them. Abaddon. Well,
Abaddon,
Oh,
that
you're
one's
about to
kind of a
put
little
a
bit
Abaddon,
Vince
iffy.
yeah,
roster. There you go.
That
Abaddon.
that one's kind of a little
Also,
bit
yeah.
iffy.
Thank you, Phil. Abaddon,
Anna
Thank you,
Jay.
Abaddon.
An-
Fat ass Anna
Anna
Jay.
Jay.
Come on now.
Athena, who's one of the best
amazing.
one of the best women's wrestlers that they got over there. But do we see her? No, because she's stuck on Ring of Honor.
I think it's funny. Just when I start to like her again, Tony like doesn't know what the fuck to do with her, and it's like, bro.
Britt Baker. Not many people like her, but she's one of
And
the
those people
Havoc
can
goat.
suck my dick.
I will
Um,
not. I will
but
not do
Britt,
such things.
but Britt Baker, she's good. Diamante. I really don't give that much care for a Diamante, but I mean,
Phil
I
was
know
about to
she's.
say, I don't give a fuck.
I
What
Fucking
does she do?
drop it. Man, I don't
on
give a fuck about Diamante.
Diamante's okay, but she's not the best out
Anybody
there.
that Kiera Hogan likes, I like too.
Yeah.
Emi
I like what Red
Sakura,
likes.
we got.
If Kiera Hogan don't trust you, I'ma shoot you.
Okay.
Hikaru Shida, Jamie Hayter,
Yeah, my baby. Yeah.
Julia Hart, Kira
Mm.
Hogan, Chris
Mm.
Statlander,
Heating up.
Mm.
Layla
You getting
Gray,
bricked up?
I like
Layla
Layla Gray.
Hirsch. I don't give a shit about Layla Hirsch.
Oh no, boo.
God damn, Phil. God
I
damn.
don't.
I'm
I
with him
mean,
on that
true,
one.
but
I'm with
damn.
Phil on that one.
I,
I'm with Phil on that
I
one.
don't give a
I
shit
mean,
about
yeah.
her and her like
Turn that off.
4'8" ass.
Hey,
Hey,
why she
put her
gotta be?
against Ivy Nile. Put her against Ivy Nile. Battle of the Shorties.
Ivy Nile
Madison
is nice.
Madison Rain is listed on the roster. She just sucks in
I thought you
AEW
said
because she's
Addison
like
Ray.
she just sucks on the roster because she's like 4-14.
God damn.
She gotta come home. Madison Rain gotta come home.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
got
Come
to
back
come
home
home
to
to
TNA.
TNA.
Gotta come home.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Marina Shafir, who's married to Roderick Strong yet still can't wrestle.
Which is really wild.
I don't
Especially because you're an
understand
MMA
why
fighter. How do you
he's
not
just.
like?
How does marriage equate to wrestling ability? I don't understand.
How do you not train with somebody like a
Well,
Roderick
yeah,
Strong and still
because
can't?
Jordan Grace and Jonathan Gresham do it. If I'm married to
That's
you and I'm
not
a world class
fair.
wrestler, you ain't about to be
What do you
trash in
mean
the
that's
ring.
not fair?
If I go and marry a wrestler right now, that doesn't mean I'm just nice. I could do a freaking Canadian destroyer
Well,
now.
if you're gonna be a
No, but
wrestler,
you gotta
obviously they
train
gonna help
for it.
train you. They ain't gonna let you sit there and be
What if he just
ass.
doesn't have the ability of Roderick Strong? That's okay. Why?
Then Roger need a divorce. Damn, get you.
See, what is that?
Okay, that I don't agree
I'm
with.
kidding,
That I
bro.
Nah,
don't
y'all
agree with.
wildin'. Y'all
That
Could
I
you
wildin'.
don't agree
imagine?
with. But at
That's
least you can
Oh, you
crazy.
can't
train.
wrestle? Shit, we gotta get a divorce then. But we've been married for
That's
10
wild.
years.
That's some
That
crazy
that
stuff,
that I'll
man.
agree with you, Loft. That's wild. But at least you can
I
train.
know.
But the thing is, she's also a former MMA fighter, so she gotta have some skill. Like, come on now.
Ronda Rousey.
Don't.
And then there's that too. So, Mercedes
I'm
Martinez.
glad that bitch retired. I'm
Mm,
so glad she
Mercedes
retired.
Martinez, who is absolutely great. Shout out to Waterbury.
mm.
Actually, that depends.
The hood.
Gang. West Side.
Gang shit.
Nyla
That's
Rose,
all
who
I'm
was
on.
Nyla Rose, who was begging for AEW Women's Tag Team Championships, which I pray to God
Bro,
does not happen.
I love Nyla Rose. I fucking love Nyla Rose.
I like Nyla Rose, don't get me wrong, but I do not want tag team titles in AEW for the women.
I would say y'all can't even book the women's division right. So y'all want to go tag team title routes? Come on now.
Oh, she wants that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she wants tag team titles. She's begging for tag team titles,
Mm.
which I don't want that at all. They still have Paige Van Zandt on the roster.
Paige
Where
who?
the fuck is Riho? Where is Riho?
I'm in the P's. Calm down.
I know. I just thought about her, and it made me mad that
Oh,
Tony never
okay.
uses her.
We got
Give her to
Penelope
WWE.
Ford.
Shawn Michaels will have her putting on heaters every fucking week.
We got Penelope Ford. Rebel is still listed on the roster, who is 1-10,
God damn.
Wow.
and she
She's not
hasn't
making
wrestled.
playoffs.
She has not wrestled in 2.5 years
God.
Damn.
because
The
she
baddies was the
broke her
last
leg
thing,
or
right?
something like that. And she was the girl. Wait, she was on the crutches for like the year and a half. You guys remember her, right?
Yeah, because
With Brittany?
she was also with the baddies. No.
She was
Are
with
you talking
Britt.
about, oh,
Yeah,
you're a rebel. You're a rebel. Yeah, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
saw someone say Red Velvet
yeah,
in the
she was
comments.
with
I
Britt,
got
and she
confused.
had those crutches for like a year and a half because she got injured like in year 1 of AEW, and she was just never seen since.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and she's still listed on the roster. All right, hold on. Everything just reset itself. Okay, so we got Rebel. Red Velvet. I freaking love Red Velvet. I don't know
Stir it up.
why they
Stir it
don't
up.
use her.
Hey.
I don't know why they don't use her. The story up thing is great.
Mm.
Someone call Red Velvet on the phone.
There's
Mm.
Riho. There's your Riho.
Yeah.
Riho is
Give
great.
her up, Tony. Give her to Sean. Sean will know what to do with her.
And Red Velvet.
Ruby Soho,
Hey,
who could be
you ready
good.
for this? Hey, put Red Velvet with Jakara and Lash.
I don't want to mess up the metaphor. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
We can't make
if you
Meta 5.
separate the girls and then three, I'll be all right. But I don't know. I like the metaphor a lot. I don't know.
I'll let it slide.
We
Call
got
her
Ruby
simile or
Soho.
something. Metaphor and simile.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
We got Ruby Soho, who really should be a lot better off than what she is doing right now. But I mean,
Well,
it
it's
is
because
what it
she's
is.
stuck with Miss No Neck,
Yeah,
I gotta stop.
aka
fucking
Soraya,
Slinky Neck.
You'll have to
aka
stop
Soraya,
calling
who
her
is the
that.
next person. On
You'll
the
have to
roster.
stop calling
Boo.
her that.
Chat,
Then
boo this woman. Everybody, boo's in the chat for Soraya. Boo.
then you got
Slinky Neck ass
Serenity,
bitch.
who I am desperately needing on the roster right now. Serenity is great. Then you got Sky Blue.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, boo Kyle Fletcher in the chat also.
Fuck
Boo.
Kyle Fletcher.
Fuck
I
Kyle
hate
Fletcher.
that guy.
All
If
my
I see
homies hate
him,
Kyle Fletcher.
if I catch him in,
I was so glad to watch Kenny Omega whoop his ass in person. I was like, yeah, that's what you get, bitch.
tag me in.
Tag me in, Kenny.
Tag
Slide
Yeah,
me
me in
in.
the chest.
tag me.
Slide
See
Then,
if
that
he
then
gets
shit.
you
in.
got then you got Ty Mello.
She pregnant.
Where's
We'll
she
let that
at?
slide. She pregnant.
She's pregnant.
Oh,
Nigga, she about to pop in like 2 weeks.
I forgot. I
Yeah,
totally forgot.
she's about to have the kid.
That's what's up.
Then you got Taya Valkyrie, who was fantastic, but nobody gives a shit about her, which I don't understand why.
I don't either. Which is very weird. She's really good in the ring.
I got a
I
problem with her. I
have
don't
a
know.
theory as to why people might not really roll with her, and I'm hoping that theory is wrong.
She had that one match with Britt that did not go well, and then ever since then, people are like, yeah, no, get Taya Valkyrie out of here, which sucks.
That's crazy.
And it wasn't just because of Britt, and it wasn't just because of Taya. Both of them had an off day,
Yeah.
and
See,
some people just do.
my theory, because you know how the IWC works. My theory is that these motherfuckers think she's cultural appropriating because she calls herself La Güera Güera, and you can clearly tell that is a whiter than white mayonnaise white woman. And I'm scared the IWC might be like, well, she's culturally appropriating the Hispanic culture, so we don't fuck with her. And I'm hoping that theory is wrong, but knowing the IWC, the theory might not be wrong.
And the thing is, Aiden, she hasn't been the same since she got fired from WWE, and that wasn't even her fault. They thought she was too old to be a part of the women's division over there, and that's why they fired her.
I hate Vince McMahon. I hate him. I
It was
All my
swear.
homies
ageism.
hate Vince McMahon.
It was
That
complete
was 2.0,
ageism.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was
That's
complete
why.
It's
ageism.
wild that motherfucker's talking about ageism like he ain't older than goddamn dirt.
It was complete ageism, and that's the reason why Ty did not get a fair shake in WWE as Frankie Monet.
I was
And not a
fucking with
lot of
Frankie
people actually
Monet too.
remember her as Frankie Monet in WWE.
I was
Then you
fucking with
got
that
the
shit
bunny.
heavily.
Then you got the bunny and Allie.
Release her. Give her to us. Give her to us.
Then you got Thunder Rosa, who is slated to come back,
Oh,
but
really?
she's slated to come back soon. Yeah, but
Oh, thank God.
she's still finishing up some things when it comes to the commentary side.
Okay.
Because she does Spanish commentary for Collision.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Damn, Domino
So
speeding. God damn.
this is absolutely perfect. Tony Storm's
Here
render
we go.
on here is legitimately black and white.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's
Tony Storm, absolutely fantastic. Willow Nightingale, who was great.
I like her too. She's great.
And then finally, the last person on the roster we haven't seen in ages is the magical girl Yuka Sakazaki.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
I don't know who that is, but you smiled, so
Me
I guess.
neither,
Oh,
because honestly we have not seen her in like 2.5 years because of AEW Dark getting canceled. So
Yeah.
damn.
she was an AEW Dark MVP, to be completely honest with you, and that's just how it all
Hey,
kind
bro,
of
you better be hitting your
came
brakes,
about.
cuz.
But yeah, Yuka Sakazaki. But yeah, you just go up and down that roster. You got some of the best women's wrestlers that honestly that they'd be lucky to any company would be lucky to have on their roster, and they just don't get used right.
Yeah,
Now, when
no.
it comes to TNA and Impact's AEW Women's Division, It's known as one of the best women's
Also,
rosters of all of North America.
also out of this freaking world.
And the booking of them, from what I know, is a hell of a lot better.
Exactly. So I mean, that's the thing.
And they
I
have
think
knockouts tag team titles.
yeah, the future lies in women's wrestling because that's the one thing that I feel still has room to evolve.
P- People say it can't draw, but it absolutely can if it is booked right and
Oh,
if it is
it
handled
definitely
right.
Bro,
can.
take
Yeah,
last night for example. Halloween Havoc Night 1 had 5 fucking women's matches,
It was
and
it
they
was a
were
women's
all
show
good.
basically. It was
they
a
were
women's
killing it too.
show. It was a women's show with a tag team title match in the middle of it, which is awesome.
Literally.
I bet you, and Shawn Michaels is the only person I trust to run a full women's show and people actually
Bro,
watch it.
you give us Evolution 2 with Sean with that creative, that shit might just be pay-per-view of the year quality.
Bro, I'm saying take out Level Up and then just put like a not Level Up is 30 minutes, but you give like an hour show of just women's wrestling. I think Shawn Michaels might be able to pull off something like kind of crazy.
Bring back the Mae Young Classic. Shit.
They
Yeah,
just
that was cool too.
okay. So
Bro,
Prodigy
if
just
Sean could
said
ever
that
find a way
they
to get Julia over there,
yeah.
bro, if Julia
Oh,
ever sets foot in
yeah.
WWE, it's over for AEW's women's division. I'm sorry. Ain't no competing with that if they get Julia.
All right. So new pay per view for AEW called World's End in
World's
December.
End.
That's gonna be. I guarantee you, that's gonna be the first one on HBO Max.
Here we go. Thank
You,
you.
you heard it here first.
Oh,
When they
please.
get that
I hope you're right.
when they get that HBO Max deal, that pay per view is gonna be the first one on it.
I hope you're right, man. I've been paying for HBO Max. I'm not going to Fight TV anymore. I promise.
I don't even do Fight TV. I get it from a friend.
See, bro,
Who,
Thank you.
I
yeah.
have HBO Max. I have HBO Max, and I use it to only watch Batman. And then now I have a reason. Thank you. I hope
Hey, them
that's
Batman
true,
animated movies go dumb stupid.
bro. There's so many of them. I just sit there all day and
Hey,
just watch
hey, hey. I'm gonna put that in the time tree for an MVP movie night. Just Batman animated movies. Yeah,
I can do that.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
with that.
That's some heat
So
right
yeah,
there.
I mean,
Ooh.
to the people that say that women's wrestling can't draw, you're sorely mistaken. You're wrong. You're liars, and it definitely can if it is booked right.
You're lying.
You're lying. That's the only time I'll ever reference goddamn Roman Reigns. But yeah, it definitely can sell. They just have to be booked right, and AEW has a lot of work to do when it comes to that department.
Yeah.
TNA/Impact is a different story, but they're there.
Put that
I
fucking
just wish they had a little
moped
like.
on my way.
Is it me or do they not get much time on the card either, or is it just because the men's roster is so goddamn stacked they just have to put everybody on the card or try to, but they just can't?
Who?
Because one of the women's matches
For
that
who?
was supposed to happen on Bound for Glory got cut. One of the
I don't
women's
know.
matches got cut. So I don't know
I
if
really
they
don't
get
know.
enough time either.
I think it's just because their men's roster is so stacked. I think it's because their men's roster is just so stacked.
Because I know legitimately one of the women's matches that was supposed to happen at Bound for Glory, the tag team title match, which I was actually looking forward to see because I never saw the women's tag team champions before. So that was going to be
Yeah.
my first time seeing them, and we didn't get to see them.
Is
So,
it who is it? It's Tasha Steelz and somebody, right? Is it? Or am I too
Tasha
Yeah,
Steelz
it's Tasha
and Deonna
Steelz and
Purrazzo,
Deonna Purrazzo.
they
That's
were
a
going to
crazy
challenge.
tag.
Well, they were going
It is.
to challenge the tag team champions.
Oh,
They were the
okay.
challengers. They were the challengers. Let
Huh.
me take a look at the Bound for Glory card.
No. Deonna and Tasha have the titles already.
I thought they were the challengers. Did they just win them?
No, they won them like a while ago because somebody was like, "Oh, why weren't
Damn.
y'all on the Impact
No,
before
because
Bound for Glory?" She said, "Because we do our talking in the ring," and she posted a picture of them
no,
holding their
because
titles.
at Bound for Glory, MK Ultra and Misha Slamovich and Killer Kelly who are the Knockouts Tag Team Champions, were facing Deanna and Tasha.
Oh. Oh, she
And they
probably just
defeated them.
photoshopped them titles on her. Damn.
And
Her
they
Photoshop skills are good
defeated
then.
Deanna
God
and
damn.
Tasha. They defeated
Hmm.
Tasha and Deanna. So,
Damn,
but we
Deanna got
didn't
me
get to
good then.
see
Shit.
but we didn't get to see that because I think it was like a TNA Impact exclusive or whatever for like a YouTube video, which coincidentally Aiden just put it in the chat. So thanks, Aiden. I'll probably catch that later, um, but yeah. So we didn't get to see that because that was supposed to be meant for YouTube.
Y'all saw
So
Killer Kelly was at NXT with Lyra.
oh, Kelly was backstage.
Yeah, she celebrated the win with Lyra.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, this entire show was so stacked that they put the the Impact Knockouts World Title in the co-main event of the show, while the other well, Jordan Grace won the Battle Royal, which well, the Gauntlet. I shouldn't say Battle Royal; it was a Gauntlet. Um, and then she faced Bully Ray as the final two, which is insane. um. But yeah, I mean, the women's division over there in Impact, they have a lot of great stuff going on over there. They just gotta. I don't even think they really have anything to figure out, TJ. I think it's just kind of, it's a balancing act.
Hmm. Yeah, I had no idea about that. I mean, first of all, Deanna and Tasha, that's a freaking amazing freaking tag team.
I
But
love Deanna Perrazzo and
holy
Tasha.
crap!
I gotta get more into Tasha. I haven't seen much of her, but from what I know, she's good.
But yeah, man, that's the only company that's doing. I think that and NXT are doing women's tag team wrestling the best because if AEW were to announce tag team titles tomorrow for the women, I feel like they would treat them the same way WWE treats theirs. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep, yep.
that I hope I'm wrong, but Tony Khan hasn't proven that he can show that he can book women's wrestling in the way that I think is beneficial. It just seems like he's just out there kind of booking the same way he books the men's matches. Just I feel like there's only so many dream matches you can do. You have a roster like Tony Khan
Right.
has, so his bottle of dream matches is it's a very big bottle. But once that bottle runs dry, now you have to rely on the stories that you built.
Dream
You know what
matches
I'm
can
saying?
only take you so far until stories are irrelevant. And you have to make stories relevant in your company because without stories, what do you got?
You know what I'm saying? You can read a book 1,000 times. You have a dream tonight, I bet you'll forget it about it tomorrow morning. Because dreams they're there and then they're gone. That's really what a dream is. So of course the match, oh wow, it's happening. Oh, this is crazy. And then it goes away. You may still remember the match. I'm not saying you
Also,
completely forget about the match, but it's a concept now.
you can't call it a dream match if it's happened before. For example, we've gotten Andrade and Bryan before, so you can't
I
call it a
knew
dream
it.
match if it's
I knew
happened.
I wasn't tripping.
I
I
knew
knew I
we
wasn't
had to have
tripping.
gotten that at some
I
point.
knew I
Yeah,
wasn't tripping. I
Yeah,
was
it
like, there
happened
is
on
no way.
SmackDown. It happened
I
on the
knew I
fucking
wasn't tripping.
SmackDown in
it did happen on
2019.
SmackDown. Yeah,
I knew I wasn't tripping.
and that was
I
a
meant to
damn
ask
good
you that
match
about
from what I
that.
remember too in 2017. But but yeah, I mean, well, look, I understand why
Hold up.
Tony Khan does that whole dream match kind of a deal, but at the end of the day, like I said earlier, if you can have as many dream matches as you want, but when it comes to the story, that's what matters the most to pro wrestling fans. And that's just what it is at the end of the day. And guys, the World's End pay-per-view is happening on Saturday, December 30th. So there you go. And it's gonna be happening in Long Island, New York. Oh, at the Nassau. Oh my God, it's at the Nassau Coliseum. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, Tony. Get into Coliseum. Shit. If I can get to Arthur Ashe, I could probably get to the Nassau Coliseum. Depending on if it's not snowing, like 10,000 inches. Um, I'll figure that out though when it gets there. Um, so yeah, here you go. You got Worlds. I keep wanting to call it Worlds Collide, TJ. It's not. It's Worlds End.
Yeah, where's that one AEW fan who's like WWE copies all AEW shit? Somebody tell Tony get some new names. Cause this shit too similar.
No, but yeah, no. Saturday, December 30th. Okay. And TJ, it's at the Nassau Coliseum too. That's freaking insane. I don't know how much of a.
Damn.
I mean, that's a bigger venue than usual for
Yeah, but
AEW
it's not
events.
really like a pay-per-view venue, right?
Let me take a look at the Nassau Coliseum, because if I'm thinking of the right venue, I think it's a. I mean, it's obviously pretty well known, but I thought it was a steeper. Okay, so it's about 14,500 for capacity. That is a little bit bigger than what we normally get for AEW shows.
Oh, okay, then that's fine because the Survivor Series venue was only holding like 16K.
Yeah, so okay. I mean, it is a little bit more than what AEW usually goes for, but hell, they can probably get things going. Okay. So there's that. I mean, that was just a little bit of breaking news from AEW, but apparently we're getting a women's championship match at Collision as well. So I get to see Saraya, which eh, depends on who she's going up against. If anybody knows who she's going up against, let me know so I can kind of prepare for that. I did say Saraya. Yeah. Apparently we're getting a women's title match on Collision on Saturday, so it depends on who she's facing.
Phil, her name is Slinky Neck.
Oh, sorry. Saraya is the champion. I know she is the champion. I said we're having a women's title match.
You just said Saraya again.
Uh,
I pray, Phil, that that Slinky
it's
Neck ass bitch
it's
releases you
Sheeta.
from her clutches.
It's Sheeta. Yeah. Well, depending on what we do at Full Gear, I don't know if it should be Saraya or not.
I want that Slinky Neck bitch as far away from the title as possible.
Well,
Title so
I don't
heavy
know
it's gonna
who
break her shit.
I don't know who Sheeta's facing. I'm sorry, but regardless, we're having a women's title match. The winner of a fatal four-way match on Rampage. Well, who's in the fucking four-way? Who's in the four-way? This is what I don't get. This is what I get for not being able to watch Dynamite. Ugh. But but okay. Um. So what else do we got? Uh, Loft is not here currently. You're in the four-way, Aiden. That's great. Um. believe TJ is on his way home. I'm just trying to find more stuff to talk about. If any of you guys in chat want us to talk about anything when it comes to the topic of AEW or TNA, let us know, guys, because it's kind of a lull period right now. I will save women's wrestling. All right, Aiden, no worries. Josh, you freaking okay. No, I gotta. I wish. I wish there's a little bit more notice than that. Um. No, Josh, we're not talking about that. Get out of here. Oh my god. Loth, you need to get your boy under control.
What happened? I got up for 5 minutes.
You need to get your boy under control. Look at Josh.
What? I First of all, I was watching the Heat game. I walked over there to watch the Heat game. The last few
Josh is
seconds
like,
of it.
let's talk about sex. I'm like, get
We're,
out of
we're,
here,
we're not
Josh.
talking about that. Josh is like he's not a grown up, so I'm not having that conversation with Josh. You got to calm down, do his homework.
Apparently, I get an AEW Women's Championship match on Collision 2, but apparently it's the winner of a Fatal 4-Way that happens on Rampage. But I don't know who's in the Rampage 4-Way because apparently Aiden's in the 4-Way and he's going to save women's wrestling. And it's just, see, this is what happens when you leave. You can't leave.
I got
Because
up
when
for
you
five
leave,
minutes. I was right there. I literally stood up in front of the TV.
and then people were saying that you clogged the toilet because you took a shit or
I
whatever. And
didn't.
I
I
was
didn't even. I didn't even go towards my bathroom. I just. Josh has a weird obsession with me going to the bathroom. I think that's something we should talk. We should have a podcast about that. Why Josh loves when Loft goes to the bathroom and says it when I don't go to the bathroom. Sometimes I just go behind the TV to fix a wire. He's like, "Oh, he went to the bathroom, take a shit." It's really weird. He has to stop. So one day, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna fix Josh. He'll be okay. But
I don't think there's
he's a.
ever fixing Josh, but I mean, hell.
I was hoping, but I was trying to be optimistic. But I don't know, man. It's crazy out here. The youth, man. It's crazy. Roman
Now,
Reigns destroyed the youth.
I was talking about the World's End pay-per-view, while you
Yeah.
were gone. It's happening on Saturday, December 30th
Mm.
at the Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, New York,
Ah.
which is an interesting venue because Nassau Coliseum is a little bit more up in scale when it comes to like an attendance type of deal for AEW.
Mm.
It's like 14,000, 15,000 people in there, which is a pretty
Mm.
good turnout for like AEW
Mm.
standards. Um, I'm not saying they can't do it. They definitely can do it, but it's definitely going to be a little bit more of a kind of a steeper climb because I mean, hell, I think what WWE is doing is like around that same kind of a deal for capacity as well. So we'll see.
I don't know. I still think they should run smaller venues for now
That
because it's just like
that's what I'm saying at the
yeah.
grand scheme of it all.
I mean the ability to sell it out is always there. But the moment that you do not, now you have a whole bunch of videos going around of an empty arena, and that's not a good look. You know what I'm
But
saying? That's not a good.
fans are going to do that anyway, which sucks. They do that for every single AEW show now. And I'm like, I don't know what you're trying. Like, I know what you're trying to prove that AEW is dead, but you do that for every show now. So just get over
I think
yourself.
I think it's because that's the thing. I do think it's kind of played out. You know what I'm saying? But
They
at the
do it for
same time,
every show. And I'm
yeah,
like,
it's definitely a bit overkill. But at the same time, I think the overkill wouldn't be there if AEW wasn't putting themselves in these predicaments.
yeah.
I think they at times they are way too prideful and they're not running shows like Impact Wrestling does because Impact Wrestling was just in a very small event. and it was full because maybe, just maybe, you can't do this right now, and that's okay. You had there are levels to this, and AEW likes to think that they can skip levels. Okay, you can try to skip the levels, you know what I'm saying? But when it looks bad, and now you have these fans who are gonna keep doing it, if you want them to stop, hey, let's start doing smaller venues now. You know what I'm saying? So then they'll stop. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to stop if you keep renting out these stadiums, knowing that a certain amount of people are going to be there, and now there's a whole bunch of empty arena. If you want them to stop doing that, Tony, do smaller. It's a very easy fix.
Yeah.
This isn't rocket
Yeah.
science here. You know what
No.
I'm saying? I'm not a businessman. I'm not a booker. I'm not any of that stuff. But I know common sense. Phil knows if you can't do something, don't try to do it.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't try to build something up that you're not prepared for. Because when you go and try to do it and it doesn't work out, people are gonna laugh at you. 'Cause why would you do that? Why would you put yourself in that position?
So we got the names in the four-way
Okay.
for the number one contendership. We got Sky Blue, good.
Hmm.
Will
Why?
Nightingale, good.
Okay.
Anna Jay, good.
Okay.
And you're gonna love this one, Abaddon.
Are we back? Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. That right there that's a step in the right
Now
direction.
Abaddon's probably gonna get pinned, but
No, she's
um
not, Phil. She's gonna stack all three of them. Abaddon Reigns. It's gonna be crazy, man. I can't wait.
Abaddon reigns.
I'm watching Rampage now. Got me.
But but yeah, the winner of this four-way gets Sheeta at Collision. I didn't say Soraya, like I said Soraya like 15 other times when you were gone.
Damn.
Depending on what they do in Full Gear, maybe maybe Soraya should be champion, but I don't know. Um, and trust me, I know it definitely is not the best thing in the world to have Soraya as champion, but they they're doing that whole women's championship not any favors. I love
You know what?
Sheeta, but
You know what I thought about
I
too,
don't know. They're not doing these championships any favors, dude. They're not.
bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm probably
Because
incorrect
Chris
with
Statlander
this.
is TBS champion, and not many people even realize that. You know
I
how sad
told
that is?
you. I told you that weeks ago. I told you
Yeah.
that wasn't the case, and it was like I didn't want it
Like,
to
I
come off
remember
as
you
if I
asked me
hated her
one day, like, "Who is the TBS champion right now?" I'm like, "That's Chris Statlander. You know that, right?" And he's like, "Oh my god, I forgot." I was like,
because
"Bro,
as much as people said Jade didn't do a good job with the TBS championship, you always
Chris
knew she
Stat
had it. You
Chris
always knew
Stat
she had it.
yeah, Chris Statlander's not really doing that much of a job either." And again, look, I hate excuse of, "Oh, it's not their fault." But when you're not booking them properly, what are you supposed to do
People just say
other than
that
book
fault
them
shit.
properly?
People just say
What
that fault shit when it's a wrestler that they like.
Well, I know that, but
Honestly,
I legitimately just said I know I hate the whole thing of like, "Oh, it's not their fault," but they're not
yeah.
booking these people properly, man. And it's crazy because you would think you would want to book your champion properly or on the show at all.
That's what I'm saying. If you're on TBS, I would assume you would book the TBS champion at some point. I mean, I
And it's so weird because the TNT champion's on TBS most of the time, and the TBS champion is on TNT most of the time.
I get the
Switch the
two channels
fucking
confused.
titles.
I get the channels confused sometimes. I don't know what I'm watching. I be just turning the show on. I don't know if TBS or TNT. I just know Big Bang Theory is on.
Well,
I,
Collision's on TNT, and then all of a sudden
oh, okay.
TBS. Collision's on TNT, Dynamite's on TBS, and then
So many
uh
damn T's.
yeah.
It's throwing me off, bro.
I I,
I ain't
I
gonna lie,
just don't I
bro.
just don't understand why they can't just put these people right.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't think Mercedes is going to go to AEW anymore.
Oh, I think she's going. I think she's basically already signed, sealed, and delivered for
You think
Full
so?
Gear, but I think she's signed, sealed, and delivered for Full Gear because it's
I
in LA where she's from.
I don't think if she
I
set
don't think it
let's
would
let
be a good idea for her to show up there, but I think she is.
if she hasn't signed a contract yet, I think TNA made her or will make her a very big offer because you got to think about it right now.
They should make her an offer if
th-
she hasn't
th-
signed yet.
this is the way I think about it. Mercedes shows up at AEW, pomp and circumstance. Oh shit! Oh, I'm crying. I love her. She's beautiful on the screen. I'm freaking out. I call Phil. He's hype. We all having a great day. We come on here. We're all hype. Hooray! 3 months passes. If she's not one of the cornerstones of that division, and we just had our conversation
Yeah.
that they're not booking the women's division right, and they weren't booking the division right when she left WWE. So why would she go from a bad women's division to a bad women's division when Impact's sitting right there saying, "Hey, we're about to rebrand. Hey, we have your friends right here, the world champion.
Your
Hey,
legitimate best friend who you walked out of the company with is here
we
as
got Mickey
champion.
James. We can do a freaking Mercedes Monet and Mickey James at program at any time to give us the word. We can make you the cornerstone of TNA wrestling. If
And I know
Mercedes Monet as a TNA knockout makes me want to take my shirt off.
And I know exactly what Tony Khan is going to be doing when it comes to Mercedes Monet, and it would just suck because the actual narrative that they would be pounding would just be terrible. And I know
Pound
that
Town.
sounds really weird,
No,
but
Pound
I,
Town.
I know the exact way that he would do it. He would do Soraya and he would do Mercedes Monet because of the history that they had, and that would suck.
It's like, bro, I can watch Sasha and Paige right now.
But you know why that's significant, right? You know that's why it would be significant to Tony Khan, right?
Beyond just the fact that they wrestled before.
Because it was because the whole thing with Paige's neck at the live event, she was facing Mercedes Moné. She
Oh,
was facing Sasha
I
Banks.
forgot about that. I
They're
wouldn't mess
going to
with
do
that.
that.
I
They're going to do that, and they would pound that shit into the ground,
I would
and that
not
would
mess with
suck.
that, bro. And then that means Sarai's going over.
And that would suck.
That means Sarai's going
Yeah,
over.
like
See, we're putting her in a
they would just
predicament already.
they would just pound that narrative and that story into the ground, and that would be the first thing that Mercedes Moné would do.
See, I'm already out of it. I think you put her
And
in
I don't want
Impact.
that. I don't
You
want
know,
that.
you
I
put that
don't
you
want
put
that.
that woman on Impact. You have a cornerstone. You have your face of the women's division. You have Mercedes and Trent back together. If you want to go that route, because I would definitely understand if they want to go their separate paths right now. But if they want to come back together, she's world champion. You could do a match between the two if you feel like it.
Would she be a really good mind for that women's locker room in AEW? Yes.
Absolutely.
But is it the perfect destination for her in terms of what they are doing right now in terms of stories and what they are doing as a whole? No.
That's what I'm saying.
But I could possibly still see it happen because it's the hometown. And I saw Aiden in here earlier saying, I hate the whole hometown narrative. And I kind of tend to agree,
I
but
think Prodigy
they
said it.
did. Oh, Prodigy. It was one of the two. You guys are always so active in here. Um, I know, and I could kind of agree with that, but they did it with Edge in Seattle, and it's not because Seattle is Edge's hometown. It's because of Ultra Bridge
Mhm.
and Miles Kennedy, Mark Tremonti are from Seattle. So I mean, they had that whole connection there, and they're just doing it with the connections. That's just what AEW does. So I mean, it's just so happens that Mercedes Monet is from Los Angeles. It could happen.
Yeah, it's just I do not think that I I I I don't want to say that I think that Mercedes was already going to Impact, but I think now is a bigger time than ever to go to TNA. I think now is a bigger time than ever to see you showed up at the AEW shows, you know what I'm saying? she
Yeah,
may have a different perspective on how the women's division is. She may love it there.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we could be all talking about this for no reason. But
There-
just coming from me, I know my opinion does not matter, but just from her being the greatest of all time in my book, I think she would do a lot better in TNA. And I think there's more for her to build upon her career there
Yeah,
than AEW.
I'm gonna let the dog out real quick, so
All right.
you entertain the chat. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm gonna try.
See, that's a W pitch right there. But so look, yeah.
God damn you, TJ, because it's his goddamn
Uh,
account. So anything he does, it changes to my picture. But fuck it, I'll just do it.
oh my
Whatever.
god. Yeah, keep it there. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, man, it's just you gotta um I'm trying to look at it from all sides of the coin. You know what I'm saying? Mercedes AEW sounds great. Oh yeah, but if she goes there and it's the exact same thing as she was going through on Raw and SmackDown, what do we do all this for? For a moment, like I said, AEW is held up by moments, nostalgia, and dream matches. That's what it's held up on. And nostalgia eventually dissolves, dream matches go away, and now we're just left with moments, and moments pass. Moments are great, you know what I'm saying? But we can't just run off that forever. To me, you know what I'm saying? I think I think she'll be treated much better in TNA, especially since they're in the middle of a rebrand. They're in the middle of a rebrand, you know what I'm saying? And Tony Khan is never going to beat the WWE rejects allegations. He's never going to beat those. And I half the people aren't even WWE rejects. They're just people who left the company. Well, he's never going to beat those allegations, those WCW allegations, those TNA allegations. Do y'all remember the last few years of what happened in TNA when they signed people like Rakishi, when freaking Gold Dust popped up? They signed multiple people from the yesteryear of WWE, and then they just ran off the fact, oh, he used to be Gold Dust, now he's Black Dust. He used to be Rakishi, now he's whatever the fuck they named him. And
The
fucking,
hell? The hell did I just walk into?
do you
You're
remember
talking
when
about Black Dust? What the hell? What are you
Dustin
doing?
Rhodes went to TNA when he got released?
I thought he was 6. Oh wait, no, that was WCW.
Yeah, go.
Black Dust,
That's Pac.
really?
That's X Pac. I'm pretty sure his name wasn't Black Dust. I just said that.
That would be
That's why I call him
that
Blue
would be
Dust now.
that would be so racist.
I don't call him Dustin Rhodes. His name is Blue Dust to me because he's been Blue Dust ever since he went to AEW. So I just call him Blue Dust.
Well,
But
he does have the blue face paint with
Black Rain, that's it. Black Rain. His name was I knew it was Black
yes,
something.
it's Black Rain.
I knew it was Black something. See, Black Rain, and he was there and he was wilding and it wasn't good. And then they got Rakishi. Rakishi showed up, didn't do good. They called, oh, bro. They
It's
called
not
Scott
time.
Hall, God rest
It's
his
not
soul, and freaking who else? Um, they tried to do a whole outsiders thing
yeah,
and that didn't go well because Scott Hall was past his prime, and I think X Pac was there. He was past his prime. Kevin
yeah.
Nash, he ain't got no legs, so he's never been in his prime. It's just we just watched a video on stream about when they had all the ECW, Tommy Dreamer, Raven, Sandman, Stevie Richards, and someone else. They brought them over to do an ECW
Mhm.
rebrand stable.
Yeah.
That didn't work out because all of them just eventually fell apart. Yeah, the band, that's it. They all just fell apart. You know what I'm saying? You had Sandman at the show not showing up. We all know Sandman doesn't show up to the shows. So why
Yeah, Six Pac was not showing up.
you had too much stuff going on, and that's why
Tad,
I feel like Tony has to move away from this. You know, because
Taz
he's
did
never going to beat
Tad,
that.
Tad did cook his ass for not showing up at lockdown that year. I remember that.
I'm trying to tell you, man. To- Tony
um,
has to break out of what TNA and WCW were doing in the yesteryears to stop getting the WCW and TNA comparisons.
all he
He's in
needs
control of all of this.
he needs to stay off fucking social media because that's
Absolutely.
another that's another issue that we have here when it comes to TK, because at the end of the day, you're putting yourself in a bad look, and because you're putting yourself in a bad look, that's also putting a bad look on your company. So that
Mm,
right there, that is something that you guys should not be able to do. Secondly, you need to get some sort of creative team on your side, and you have so many great amount of you have such great minds in that locker room when it comes to all your agents and all your talent scouts and everything like that.
mhm,
That's more than enough
mhm,
to get you to get that part at least off your plate. If you want to focus on your Ring of Honor stuff, because apparently Ring of Honor is like fucking golden age right now, which I still don't understand how. Fine, focus on Ring of Honor, but you can have somebody take at least some stuff off your plate. I don't think anybody would even bat an eye on that.
mhm.
Like,
It would be
like
better if Brian Danielson retires right now and becomes head of creative AEW. The company's going to go to its peak right now.
yes, yes, because
I
he's such
trust
a great
Jericho.
goddamn storyteller.
I
Yeah,
hate Jericho, but I trust Jericho.
yeah. I
You know what
trust
I'm saying?
Jericho. I trust Moxley. I trust
I
Danielson. I
oh
trust
my god, absolutely.
I trust those three guys right there. Jericho, Moxley, Danielson. You're golden, especially
But
when it comes to storytelling, because those three are great storytellers.
and this is what I when
And
I
then
sat
Kenny
down
runs
one
the
day.
women's division. And then Kenny runs the women's division, but we knew that.
Yeah. I sat down one day and I was like, I
Sting too.
watched from like
Sting too.
AEW, Sting 2, all the way like in the beginning, and I was like, the way AEW was branded, Tony Khan was not on TV like that. The main
No. Yeah,
cornerstones
no.
of AEW were Bucks, Omega, Hangman, Jericho, them people, you know.
He legitimately made a promise to the AEW fan base, he being Tony Khan, that he would never be an on screen authority figure, which at times I completely respected, because during the times of on screen authority figures in WWE, they always seem to put them at the forefront. And what I mean by that is they
Mm,
are
mhm,
legitimately the story.
mhm,
And we didn't want that in
mhm,
WWE at the time. We wanted authority figures in WWE, don't get me wrong, but the way they're doing it right now, they're not really they're not really the focus of the show. They make things official, but they're not the authority.
mhm, mhm.
Tony Khan now, I mean, he shows up every once in a great while on television to make an announcement or anything like that, but he always said, I'm never going to be that on screen authority figure, because at the end of the day, I want professional wrestling to be our forefront. Which I get at the end of the day, but you gotta be a fucking boss to earn
That's
that
the
right.
thing. I don't even think it's the forefront right now because
Yeah,
you can do all that stuff, but he's on Twitter wilding and stuff like that. That's what
that's
people care about
exactly it.
more
You
because
you
people
gotta
are going to gravitate towards the negativity.
you gotta earn your stripes again to make that happen for yourself, and when you do and you earn that trust from the fans, then we'll be able to get there for you, but at the end of the day, you gotta get that trust back again, and it all
You know what
starts
I'm
with
saying?
social media. Because 'cause I'm not going to be arguing if I'm if I'm running a multi-million dollar company, I'm not arguing with a Ronda Rousey fan 5478925 3
Like
on
he's a
Twitter.
billionaire arguing with
And
kids on Twitter. Why are
who
you
have 2
doing that?
followers, who have 2 followers.
Why are you doing this? They don't care. They're not trying to make a point. They're just trying to make you mad. You sitting there typing. Stop, bro.
You are legitimately a billionaire who can honestly sign anybody that your fucking heart desires, because we know you can because you have, and yet you're arguing with these people, and it's
And
crazy.
and I'm gonna tell you this right now. The reason why I
Will
have a
Ospreay is
certain
almost about to sign to AEW,
oh
and you're
yeah, no.
about to lose him, and you're
Oh
about to
yeah,
lose him
Will's
to
gone.
Impact.
Will is absolutely gone.
You are
Will's
about
done.
to listen to Impact or WWE
Will
whenever they get calling.
Will's going to TNA stamped. I ain't going cap. After the interview I watched today, that man is gone.
Did you watch the You watched the Tom Phillips and
Yeah, we
Scott
we
D'Amore
watched
thing,
it on
right? Yeah,
stream.
yeah.
We watched it on stream, and that man said, "I would love to go
Now,
to some TNA ring." Scott said, "What? Word? Bet, bet."
now, if WWE does come calling, I think he'll have a little bit of a discussion to make within himself. But TNA, I think, would be a perfect
He
destination for him.
better he better not go to SmackDown.
Well, I'm just
That
saying. Well,
power.
I'm just saying it is kind of look. If you're if you have the two contracts on the table, it is going to be a discussion within yourself to talk either WWE or TNA. I'm sorry, it is.
Well,
It,
yeah.
it's a discussion to be had.
I just hope the conversation. I hope he's saying the right words to himself because
I just hope it leans more towards TNA.
'cause that power dynamic in WWE is not changing anytime soon. So
No,
you show up
no.
there and either going to be losing to Roman Reigns or
And,
you got the Rollins match.
and
Cool, you got that. But
yeah,
again, that's
and do
just the
it.
dream match.
And Triple H would treat Will Ospreay with the utmost amount of respects. But at the end of the day, there's just a lot more stuff that he can do in TNA to me personally that he can
You're
make things
right.
happen.
There's no power dynamic in TNA right now.
Yeah,
There's a power pyramid in WWE because that's the way they run. So no, I do not want to mess with that pyramid.
like
You'll be cool to wrestle there. It's the biggest thing in the world.
there are
But there's a
so
power
many matches
dynamic.
I would love to see in WWE versus Will Ospreay, but at the end of the
Yeah,
day, there's also a lot of matches I want to see with TNA Impact with Will Ospreay.
that's what I'm saying. There's a whole
And
bunch of
Scott D'Amore
people.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, you got free agents that do not have that the two I think of like we just talked about Mercedes and Will, even Punk. I don't think I think
Punk.
you get Punk to TNA, and I hate that dude, but I'll take the sacrifice if that means that more people are watching Impact, obviously that relies on them having the money to sign CM Punk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
at the same time, he shows up at the shows. They say that he's just a joy backstage. So hopefully he doesn't try
He's
to
been
fucking kill
backstage,
Scott.
he's talking with the talent, he's talking with Scott. I mean, there is interest
Yeah,
there. There's interest in all the companies except for AEW because he got fired there. But there's interest in WWE and Impact.
it's
Now,
just
if WWE came calling, Punk is going to WWE because he would show up at the
yeah.
Rumble, he would do the thing, and it would be a massive pop. But it is
That's
what
just
it
me
is.
not wanting him to be on that's just me not wanting him to show up on Monday or Fridays anymore. I can't, but I have no control over that. So
And yes, guys, I did say Punk would show up at the Rumble. I would not do him at Survivor Series. I know Survivor Series is in Chicago. I know that, but
I can't
imagine
wait to
that
see those
pop in the
Chicago fans
Rumble.
boo. Those Chicago fans are gonna boo, and I'm going to laugh because y'all bought tickets not for the War Games match. Y'all bought tickets for a
Uh,
thought.
WWE and Punk legitimately can't even talk right now. So the fact that people are saying, "Oh yeah, well WWE declined Punk," they can't talk. Punk is still in that non-compete with AEW.
I think they've been tampering. I don't think WWE listens
WWE,
to those rules. Yes, I don't think they listen to those
of
damn
course, of
rules.
course, WWE tampered.
They don't listen
Of
to those
course,
rules.
of course,
What?
WWE tampers. You thought
No
you think
competes. Shut up.
you think well, first of all, well, they have that because, well, what happened backstage at All Out, but
Yeah.
or All In, but, I mean, do you think what Tony Khan said about that whole contract tampering thing was true or was false? Of course it was true.
Oh, I
Of
believe him. I
course
100% believe him.
of
That's
course
what made me laugh.
of course Triple H contacted Swerve. Of course Triple H contacted Keith. Of
Yeah.
course Triple H contacted those guys.
I don't blame him.
He's gonna contact anybody that he wants.
Give a damn about a good man. You get a tampering, you pay that fine, done. You care about a damn tampering. Go shut up, Tony. You don't care about that. Call
Those
tampering if you
Chicago
want to. Okay.
those people in Chicago, when it comes to that War Game show. Here's the thing, there's a difference between this Chicago show for Survivor Series and Rampage for the First Dance. There's a complete difference.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's a complete difference. The United Center was sold out based on the thought, but we basically knew Punk was gonna be there for the First Dance.
Yeah. Hmm.
People are selling this show out, and it is a sold out show, and they're adding more seats to basically sell it out even more. On a thought, but Punk's most likely not going to be there because he really can't right now.
It's probably gonna be Randy. I think that we have a return of surprise here.
Randy. It's
I
gonna
hope
be
it's Randy.
Randy. It's going to be Randy. Like, I have 100%, like,
I really,
certainty
really
in
hope
my
so.
mind that it's gonna be Randy. But now now I hope that just doesn't turn on Randy because people are gonna be thinking it's Punk, and then all of a sudden it's Randy. I hope people just don't turn
If
on
those
that
Chicago
immediately.
fans boo Randy because they wanted Punk, I'll throw up. I'm like, you selfish bitches. You get a freaking huge show every 2
We're
months.
we're gonna get the Punk chance again. You know that, right?
I want someone to love me the way that state loves that man because that man could punch their mother and they would just love it. You know, they would. It's the dick riding. It's peak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
mean, it is
Pornhub level.
basically confirmed that Randy is coming back. So, I mean,
Yeah. So
they just
I'm
gotta figure
saying
that out.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think they would pull Punk and Randy because at some point one might eclipse the other.
Well, that's what I'm
And
saying. Like, you
you know,
wouldn't wanna do both of those returns on the same night because one is gonna overshadow the other, and you don't want that. So,
yeah.
if Punk is going to be going to WWE, that's why I'd have Punk go for the Rumble, because a surprise Rumble entrant for CM Punk, think of the crowd reaction at Tropicana Field, bro. I mean, look,
I'm gonna cry.
I know he's not, like, your favorite guy or anything like that, but that crowd will be fucking erupting at Tropicana. That, like, it's insane.
Not ass Tropicana.
And apparently, from what I heard, Tropicana Field fucking sucks.
Why do people keep telling me that?
Like, it sucks.
I don't even
I'm
know.
like,
What do you like?
I
Why?
never been there. I never
Yeah,
been
neither
there.
have I.
So, like, I don't know. Like, I
What happened
don't
at
know what's
Tropicana
in
where
there,
people
but,
just
like
hate it? What do I? What am I not in on?
like,
'Cause I have no idea what
what
happened.
is not computing in our heads right now to make it feel
I've
like
never been
it's not.
to like. I've never been that side of Florida. I've never been that far down, so I don't
Me
know.
neither. Me neither. So, I don't know. Oh, yeah, and if Randy does return, he would definitely have a feud with Roman for sure.
I don't. I
Honestly, I'd do Randy versus Roman at the Rumble because
hmm.
that's a big enough feud. That's a big enough feud for the Rumble. I mean, like, because I
It's so
wouldn't want to
weird
do.
booking
I,
feuds
I
for him.
I wouldn't do Kevin Owens again. Forget that.
Oh please no.
I want to do Kevin Owens again. I mean, I love Kevin Owens, and that match he did have with Roman at the Royal Rumble was incredible. But I wouldn't do that again. I'd put Randy
Please
there
no.
because I think that would be a big enough match. And yes, Randy would probably lose because obviously Roman's going to WrestleMania with the title, but
Yeah.
they can do something with that, you know? And it just sucks that Riddle's not here because we definitely would have been able to get Riddle versus Randy at Mania.
I was talking with somebody who was dead ass on set on his mind that LA Knight's gonna be Roman. I was like, you got a thing
He's
coming,
not
brother.
beating Roman.
You
I
got
like
another thing coming.
I know this whole thing is about AEW and TNA, and we'll probably get back there in a second, but like Roman's not losing in Saudi. I'm sorry, guys. He's just not. He's not.
Wait till Ava Rain come out and help LA Knight win. That
Great.
shit's gonna be crazy.
Great. Um,
Wait
but
till she
yeah, no,
pull up with the hoodie.
I mean, he's not losing. He being Roman. So, um,
Predictable storylines all the way to March or April.
do you think Roman's gonna be in the War Games match?
No, I
No,
hope so, but absolutely not. Probably old Roman Reigns would. Roman Reigns now, absolutely not.
because when LA Knight loses, and I say when because it's just gonna happen,
Mm,
it's probably gonna be due to the interference of everybody and their mother and Ava, and LA Knight's gonna be a part of the War Games match. So is LA Knight
yeah,
gonna be a part of the War Games match, and then all of a sudden it's gonna be like you guys, it took like 5 guys to beat me. How about y'all? How about y'all meet me in War Games too, and everybody can just, you know, Come at me then.
Yeah, and then you had the faces go over because Bloodline won the last one.
Because it's gonna be Solo, Jimmy, and I'm just gonna use Roman, Finn, and Priest versus
Mhm.
Cody, Jay. I was gonna do Sammy and KO, but I don't know if they're gonna be doing the cross-branded thing anymore because of that. I was gonna do Cody, Jay,
Mm.
Sammy, KO, and LA Knight,
I think that's still
and that's
safe to
five on
do. I
five.
mean,
I think it's still
as
safe to
in,
do because at the end of the day, who gives a shit? It's gonna be 5 on 5 anyway. And Cody and Sammy and KO always find their way back to each other to begin with.
or if you just take one of them out and then
Or
add Randy in there.
or if they take Kevin Owens out and they put Randy in there, or LA Knight
Mm.
out and put Randy in there.
I don't think they take it like that. I think he's
I
keeping
don't
it
think they
together.
can take LA Knight out because of
Yeah,
Saudi.
yeah
I think the
that man was
person
over
that they
last
would
time.
take out is Kevin Owens because Kevin Owens is going to be on SmackDown.
Yeah, I
But then
think
again,
that's a
LA
safe
Knight's on
option.
SmackDown too, so
Yeah, man, yeah. But
and Survivor
he's
Series
a
is
tough
usually
match.
just traditional 5 on 5. So I mean, that's just what it is.
Cena,
They could
absolutely not.
they could do Cena, but at the end of the day, I heard Roman's going to be defending the title as like, well, no, I'm hearing so many conflicting reports right now because I'm hearing a conflicting report of Roman being in War Games, but I'm also having a conflicting report that's saying Roman's defending the title against Cena at Survivor Series. So I don't know what's happening.
Oh, you saw what they said today. We read it earlier. They talking about WWE is open to having him beat the title, the record for what?
Oh, for Hogan, yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
like
that.
why are you having him beat? He's not going. He can't beat Roman now. It's too late for that. You already told us how that's gonna go,
Yeah, yeah,
and you can't beat. I don't know why you have Cena go over Rollins right now. I'm not the biggest fan of him as champion, but you do not put Cena over him. That's just idiotic to me.
yeah.
I don't think you do that at all. I don't think you have a world title change until both of them lose at WrestleMania. And for the love of God, if I see one more person tell me that Rollins and Roman should have a champion versus champion match in Survivor Series, I'm gonna punch something. That makes no sense.
Champion versus champion matches should never happen at Survivor Series again, and I'm sorry.
They shouldn't happen ever, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, they shouldn't happen ever, but they
To
shouldn't
me,
definitely happen at Survivor Series.
once Roman beat Big E for no reason, while Big E was having one of the worst title reigns of all time, and Roman was well into not losing ever, I was like, okay, you guys have completely ruined this, and it doesn't make any sense. And like 2010, 2011, it was kind of cool. Now you ruined it. You ruined it.
You
You
shouldn't
ruined it.
dude. You should not have those champion versus champion matches ever.
Especially with Roman Reigns involved, because you know Rollins is gonna lose, and
Yeah,
now he looks more like a consolation prize. Because guess what? He lost to Roman again. Because you're not gonna do a DQ again, or you're gonna do a count out this time. Or no, it's a ref bump. The, all Roman Reigns matches end and start the same. So why are we
yeah,
putting Rollins in that position where he should be working on getting his world title run on track instead of running into the inevitable wall that is Roman Reigns until March?
yeah.
You say, oh, he's gonna elevate Rollins. He's the world champion. What do you mean elevate him?
Now, I will give you that, Josh. Brock and well, actually, no, that wasn't Josh. It switched so goddamn fast. I thought it was Josh that said that. Devin,
Oh,
yes. AJ and Brock and Danielson were great. They were amazing matches at Survivor Series. But let's be real there too. AJ got the WWE Championship because they did not want to book Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar, which I
hmm,
completely understood at that point in time because Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar, give me a fucking break.
that's a fuck ass match.
And Danielson, I felt like Danielson just randomly won the title there too.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just wrong with the whole timeline of everything. But I know AJ got the title because they did not want to do Jinder versus Brock. Brian, that could have been a
mm,
different story. But regardless, yes, they were amazing. But again, it's a Brock Lesnar match.
if Brock wants to go, he'll go. If he doesn't want to, he won't. So it's just
Right.
He gotta just hope that he wants to go that day, or he
Right.
likes the person he's wrestling. You know,
Well, he always works better with the smaller opponents, like AJ, like Brian. He's always worked better with those people.
yeah, that freaking Brian match is pretty fucking awesome. All right, that's it.
So
But
I
I
mean, like, it it's just a thing, you know. They just should not happen at Survivor Series. And yes, you know, champion versus champion sounds cool on paper and on the surface, but you're pinning a champion at the end of the day, and that just should not happen,
I want AJ to
especially when you're
hightail it
trying
out
to
of
ride
there,
the
bro.
momentum.
Yeah, I want AJ Styles to hightail it out of that company because not in no diss to WWE. I just think that there's nothing left for him to do. He
They
got
don't
one of the best pushes, you know.
they don't have anything else for him, or even the Good Brothers to do at that point.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what are the
AJ
Good Brothers
is
doing
so
right
lucky.
now in WWE?
I
Nothing.
don't know.
They're doing nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't want it to turn into like another Dolph situation. They didn't know what they had when they had AJ. AJ got pushed immediately. He
He
got to have
became a
a feud with
WWE
Cena.
champion. He became a WWE champion almost immediately, and he rode that wave until they could not get that anymore.
IC belts and was he IC champion before?
I think I think he was a Grand Slam. I don't think he was a Grand Slam champion because I don't know if he ever held the tag team titles. But
Yeah, but
um,
almost right.
oh, that's right. Maybe he is a Grand Slam champion then. Yeah, he's a Grand Slam champ.
Yeah. See, like, bro, he doesn't have anything to do. He has nothing left for
Oh,
AJ
that's
has
right, because
just
that was
done everything.
Omos's debut. That was Omos's
Hmm.
debut at WrestleMania. So
Yeah,
yeah, he is a Grand Slam champ. Two-time WWE champion, one-time Intercontinental champion, which I don't remember the Intercontinental
at
championship
all,
run.
at all.
I think it was during that time of like the Intercontinental Championship tournament, like I showed you the other day. It was Brian and I think it was
Oh,
Brian and AJ, and AJ got the title.
oh, okay.
So it was during that time period, which again, we kind of want to try to forget about, even though it was the pandemic, because that was a great match, but it was still a pandemic. Um,
Mm. Yeah, COVID era is so dark to me. It's like
yeah.
so
So
spotty.
he was a two-time WWE champion, one-time Intercontinental champion, three-time United States champion,
Damn.
and one-time tag team champion with Omos. He's the 32nd Triple Crown champion in WWE history, the 15th Grand Slam champion under the current format, 22nd overall, and he won the Intercontinental Championship tournament in 2020. And he's a one-time Slammy Award winner for Match of the Year in 2020 versus The Undertaker at the Boneyard match at WrestleMania 36. He's done a
W
lot in
Slammy.
WWE. He's done a lot in
That's what I'm
WWE, and
saying.
he's done everything that he could do.
Before that, before TNA popped up, I would say go to AEW. You know what I'm saying? But I think TNA might be the move. I
Oh, and do
think
you want
TNA
to?
might be the move.
Oh, you want to hear his stuff in TNA? Oh my gosh, because it's a great time.
Oh
Um,
man.
Now, I don't know why it says NWA Total Nonstop Action, but it was the whole thing between that time period, okay? So just
Yeah, he
bear
he
with
was
me.
there when the merger. 'Cause the
Yeah,
merger then full like that ended
yeah,
like 2005, 6 or something.
yeah. So he was there with the merger, but he was a three-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, a four-time NWA World Tag Team Champion with one-time Jerry Lynn, one-time Abyss, and two-time Christopher Daniels, TNA Legends slash Global slash Television Champion, two-time,
Mm.
TNA World Heavyweight Champion, two-time, TNA World Tag Team Champion two times with Tomko
Tom Cole. Tom Cole.
and
Yeah.
Kurt Angle,
Yeah.
six-time X Division Champion
Classic.
and inaugural, first TNA Triple Crown winner, Triple Crown champion five times, which I don't technically understand that. What's the Triple Crown championship? Am I forgetting that?
I know I
He's
Triple
a
Crown.
five-time Triple Crown champion. First TNA Grand Slam champion two times. He's a Bound for Glory series winner in 2013. I remember the Bound for Glory series in 2013. That was fantastic.
Man, if they bring that back, I'll explode.
TNA World Heavyweight Championship number 1 contenders tournament, second bracket in 2009. Gauntlet for the gold in 2007 for the TNA World Tag Team Championships with Tomko. So that was when he won the titles with
Tomko.
Tomko. NWA World Tag Team Championship tournament in 2002 with Jerry Lynn. And then he's a 10-time TNA year-end awards winner. One for Feud of the Year with Christopher Daniels in 2005. One for Finisher of the Year in 2003. One for Match of the Year in 2006. With Christopher Daniels versus Homicide versus Hernandez at No Surrender in 2006. That was a great match, by the way. Go check that out. Match of the Year in 2009 versus Sting at Bound for Glory. Great match. Mr. TNA in 2003 to 2005. Tag Team of the Year in 2006 with Christopher Daniels, and Exhibition Star of the Year 2-time in 2004 and 2005. The man's done it all in TNA.
What?
AJ Styles is a fucking legend. If anybody says otherwise, you're a fucking liar.
If someone said AJ Styles was the greatest wrestler of all time, I would not be able to argue with
Like,
you.
I would not
I
bat an
just
eye.
can't.
I would not bat an eye.
I'm like, you are correct. That's just what it is. That's literally what it is.
And that's not even talking about his New Japan stuff either.
Oh, we didn't get to that. Now I want him to go to AEW so he can just dominate there too.
Dude, he would fit so well in AEW and TNA. Like, he's
TNA
he's
for
a guy you
nostalgia,
want to.
AEW for him to just dominate.
Yeah, he's a guy you want in your company. Point blank. Period.
Now I sound like a dream match booker. I want to see AJ and Omega again.
AJ and Omega want to face each other out of WrestleMania, but I don't know if that's gonna happen now.
That would be something. Woo. Oh man, that would be kind of crazy. Well, didn't Kenny resign?
Yeah. So
Oh
that's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
man.
It can't really happen all that much now.
I think I don't know if AJ resigned. I think the only people that are on like limited contract time is like LA Knight and fucking McIntyre. But I'm pretty sure Knight's gonna resign.
There's actually a ton of
McIntyre.
people right now that are on the hot seat for 2024 for WWE.
Oh shit.
Let me actually find that report real quick.
2024 is gonna be I think that's gonna be a year we get another boom period.
Oh yeah.
I think
Yeah.
2024 might be the one. You got the first WrestleMania under the Endeavor, bro. You got TNA coming back. You got AEW and MJF and all he's about to do during that whole year. You know he's about to drag it out. You got a whole bunch of free agents just popping out. That's going to be man. 2024 is about to be the one. Yeah, well, Marquise, we were talking about it earlier. Him going to WWE doesn't really. I don't want that to go down. I just don't think he's going to fit there. I think he'll be a great acquisition. You know what I'm saying? They'll treat him like the way they're treating Jade right now, but once he starts to go and you realize that he's not going to be any of the people who are at the top of the pyramid there, now you're at a level of like, what is he doing? Because they're not going to let him wrestle 45-minute matches on SmackDown or Raw. Because that's just not the way the companies run right now. If they don't know who Will is, you know, obviously he can get over it
Oh
quick.
yeah.
You know, that's not an
There's
issue.
no
It's
doubt.
just I don't think they would treat him the correct way. And unless only thing with him being in NXT is that now the power dynamic really changes over there because
Yeah.
he is not a developmental superstar. You know,
Yeah, he can't show up in NXT. He can't.
he is not a developmental superstar, and he
He
would
can't.
be leaps and bounds over. I think there's like a handful of people that would be able to keep up with Will over there, like Braun, Mello, Corbin. There's a few. Dragunov. Dragunov's Osprey.
Would I like to see Will Ospreay versus some superstars in NXT? Of course, but I mean,
Yeah,
that's just not his place.
him and Dragunov would. Oh man.
Oh my
Oh
god.
man. Holy crap.
We'll
Ooh.
we'll 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 get to Dragunov in a second because I do wanna talk to you about that whole Bash in Berlin, uh,
Oh
pay-per-view
yeah, I
that's
heard
gonna be
about that.
happening in August, so
Yeah,
we'll
that's
get to that
cool.
in a second, but I do have, the update on these contracts. So, it's an update on WWE/TKO's approach to 2024 contracts with top talent, and this was
Mm.
reported yesterday by Fightful Select, so, Sean Ross Sapp and the team over there. Um WWE has a ton of contracts coming up in 2024, but their method for renewals seem to have been different lately. Fightful has learned that numerous talent, including several top stars, have not been approached about contract extensions as of yet. WWE signed dozens of wrestlers to new deals in 2019 that were expiring um, because of the creation of AEW, but also some that were short term are coming due in 2024. WWE has top talent with expiring deals all throughout the year. Most of the talent we spoke uh, to were of the belief that the recent merger with Endeavor will kickstart a lot of the contract talks, and several of them are waiting to see what the offers are like when that happens, but it hasn't happened as of yet. There have been a few negotiations here and there, but usually with talent who approach WWE for raises themselves, talent themselves have been interested in speculating what that could mean for their future negotiations and if the deals presented will be increased, decreased, decreased. That's terrible.
Hmm.
Increased, decreased, or on par with their previous deals since the merger. So obviously, no names are put in news reports, but we do know some, like Drew McIntyre. His contract expires in 2024. Becky Lynch's contract expires in 2024. Sheamus's contract expires in 2024, and those are really the big three that people are
Hmm.
talking about when it comes to people possibly leaving to go to a different promotion. I highly doubt Becky Lynch is going anywhere. If they lose Becky Lynch, that is a huge blow to that roster. Drew
Mm-hmm.
McIntyre, that is a huge blow to that roster as well. If you lose Drew McIntyre, that says a lot. If there's any of those three that I would see move to a different company, it's Sheamus.
Hmm.
Because what has Sheamus done? What does Sheamus have left to prove in WWE?
Nothing. Nothing
Nothing.
really.
And and he has been, told on many different occasions in interviews that he has done that WWE has dropped the ball on the brawling brutes, and he has been trying his ass off to try to get these people back into what they need to be, and he's just not being used on television. The last time we saw Sheamus was Edge's retirement match in WWE.
Sheamus had. I think he's a triple crown too, isn't he? Or unless I don't think he had IC yet.
He has not had the IC title yet, so he's
Yeah,
not a
he
Grand
might
Slam
stick
yet.
around for that. If I'm being honest with you, he might stick around for that, and then
He's still one of the people that I would love to see defeat Gunther for that title, but you'd have to get him on Raw.
Sheamus on Raw again would be kind of crazy. He hasn't been on Raw in years.
If
Oh
there's
man,
anybody out of those three, it would be Sheamus that would leave, and he would and he oh wait, and the Viking Raiders. I forgot the Viking Raiders are also on contract too. And imagine the Viking
Hmm.
Raiders anywhere else, bro.
I think they'll be used a lot better. A lot better, actually. Yeah. Mm. I don't know. That's where I think that freaking the the um the Berlin pay per view. I mean the Germany pay per view.
Yep. Oh, and we can talk about that right now, man. Germany, Berlin, Germany is going to be having a pay-per-view at the end of August called Bash in Berlin. I always want to call it Bash at the Beach, but it's not.
Yeah.
Bash in Berlin, August. What's the date for it? Because I legitimately just had it. August 31st, 2024. That's the last. Uh, that's the last. I think that's a Saturday in August. Regardless,
Mm.
I think it's going to be an absolutely amazing show. And the main event that should happen on that show is Gunther versus Dragunov 3 for the World's Heavyweight Championship. And if it's not that, it's a big miss for well, not it's not a big miss for me because it's going to be a great show regardless. But man, that should be the main event of the show. Imagine Gunther versus Dragunov 3 after the
That
first
would
two we
be
saw.
that would be absolute. That would be our first time seeing a match in full in like real time of those two. Man, that would be crazy. Make it like an
Because
Iron Man match.
and people were asking me earlier on today was like, Phil, well, how does Gunther get the World Heavyweight Championship? Easy. He wins the Rumble, challenges Seth at WrestleMania, wins the title at WrestleMania, has amazing run up until that point. It's simple.
Like, not that hard at all.
It's really that simple. And the thing is, you can have Ilya Dragunov debut in the Rumble match,
Mm,
have him have an amazing run, possibly have Gunther eliminate Dragunov, to build that kind of a thing there. And then while he's on Monday Night Raw, he being Dragunov, he can go through all of the pains until getting a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity for Bash in Berlin. Now, whether you want Dragunov to beat Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, that's another discussion for a different day.
mm.
But you need to have that match.
Yeah, man. That's definitely something I would definitely invest some time into. That
Because the
that
first two
that's
matches
right
were
there.
amazing.
Yeah, it's right there. There's no reason. There's no reason not to do it. No, I
I mean,
mean,
I made this graphic earlier on today for my TikTok about it. It's not going to show it well, but
yeah, it's
I
not gonna
mean,
focus. I
uh,
feel you know.
hell, it's right there for you. Um,
That's money to me. That's
like it's right there for the taking.
you gotta go for that shit. I ain't gonna lie. You gotta go for that shit.
Imperium about to go crazy, and then imagine if the other two in Imperium get tag team titles. Imagine if Imperium held all the gold, and on Raw.
The
Like that
Bloodline
would
and
be
Judgment Day are
amazing.
starting to like they're starting to wear me out with like all the stables having
Well,
all the
yeah,
belts, but
I mean, I get that. I honestly agree with that too. But Imperium would be great.
I think all you need to do is add a girl to that stable. Add a
Yeah,
woman to that stable. I don't know who you add a woman to that stable. I just don't know who you add to that.
I mean, they would have somebody for Imperium for sure when it comes to a woman in there, but
I don't know who you would add in there.
me neither, honestly. um,
That's a yeah. I don't know. I think about that one. It could be a call up or something like Blair or something, but
I was gonna. Blair is actually not that bad, but honestly, she probably would have fit more into six. Why the
yeah,
six? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
yeah,
I was definitely hoping for that. You know what I'm saying?
because Blair and Alexa would have worked so well, bro.
I don't want them to freaking.
Like, I would never want to, just bring that shit back because I think it's way too soon. But
That's what I said. They said they wanted to freaking continue the freaking Uncle Howdy stuff. I'm like, for what?
Like, I
You have
mean,
to
I think it would have been cool because you know that Uncle Howdy character really did have something. It was very interesting, but it's way too soon, bro. You can't
the
do that in
nucleus
bad
is
taste.
going,
Yeah, yeah,
So like the nucleus, Uncle Howdy only showed up because Bray was there. So if Bray's not there, why is he here? And now
right,
Uncle Howdy can't lose because it's either you're disrespecting Bray or you're just doing something stupid. I don't think he
right.
should mess with it and leave it the way it is, and then just let it go. You can't get mad at yourself for it not working because it wasn't in your control.
Yeah,
A life unfortunately ended. So it's just leave it alone. You don't got to keep messing with it. You might ruin the freaking legacy of it, and you don't want to do that.
no, yeah.
You know, just don't touch it.
I I'm looking at this roster right now, man, and I can't see anybody in NXT that would be worthy enough to join Imperium. And that's not even a knock to anybody in the women's division. I just can't see anybody because you got Ava Rain, that's not happening.
Oh, she's too
Blair
far gone.
Davenport, that would be good, but I mean, it's kind of in
That's
the
my
wrong
pick.
thing. I mean, that would be the best possible pick. Um, Cora Jade, that's not happening. Um, honestly, she would fit more in the Judgment Day, if anything, because of the way she just kind of fits. Danny Palmer, give me a break.
Mm.
That would not work. Um, Electra Lopez, no. Um,
She got her own thing going
Fallon
on with
Henley,
Logan.
she's a cowgirl, so that's not
Yeah,
happening.
she
Um,
country.
hey, don't mess with the country boys now. Those guys are great. I
I don't
want to see
like
them
them.
more. I want to see them more.
I hate Briggs and Jensen. I hate that.
I want to see them more
Oh,
because if that happens, man, I get to see Fallon Henley more on my TV, and that's always a good time. Um,
I see a vibe.
but she was dressed as Tiffany Stratton, and that was amazing.
That guy, I was so confused. I was like, "What?" I had to look at
I
that
was like,
twice.
wait. I was like, wait, they're not doing twin magic on me, are they? Like, what the fuck is
You
that?
saw
And then I was
Nikita's?
like, yeah.
You got to see Nikita's Halloween costume on
Oh,
Instagram
I
right now.
did. Oh, I
Oh,
did.
you saw that,
Oh,
bro?
I did.
I saw it on stream by accident. I stopped talking for like 10 minutes. Woof,
Gigi Dolan, I highly doubt that would
man,
ever happen because she's got fiery red ass hair. It would just not
man.
work in Imperium. Um,
You know that show, My Gypsy Wedding? She was on it.
yeah,
My friend said that to me, and I was like, "Oh, look, Priscilla." I was like, "Oh shit,
yeah.
that was
Ivy
crazy."
Nile, she's way too buff for that. I
She's
mean,
Brock Lesnar.
I know everybody is buff in that stable, but that would just not work.
I love Ivy now.
JC JC Jane, no.
Nah,
Jakara Jackson, no.
nah.
Kalani Jordan, I hope she wins this breakout tournament, bro. I'm sorry. I mean, I love whoever the other person is, but Kalani needs to win that
Still,
tournament.
you're not showing up to
Kal-
the meetings. The meetings are low wins. That's what we've been talking about.
Kalani wins.
Oh no, man. Phil's not showing up to the meetings, man. It's
Kiana
ridiculous.
James, no, she would
Nah,
never join Imperium.
nah,
She's
nah,
got a bag as a gimmick. I don't think that would work in
yeah, nah.
Imperium. Lash Legend, hell no. Um, like, that that okay, that probably would sound like a diss towards her, but she just doesn't fit. Don't give
She
me
doesn't.
any luck. That would just not work.
She
Lola Vice, hell
metaphorically.
no.
Lola Vice is for me, not for Imperium. So
Lyra Valkyria, I'm happy that she's champion. I loved that, but she would
that
not
was
work in
good.
Imperium.
That was a good night last night.
Mackenzie Mitchell, hell no. She can't even wrestle. She don't wrestle.
Oh yeah, she's the backstage girl. Yeah,
She's
no.
the backstage person. But hey, no disrespecting to Mackenzie Mitchell. I love her. And Vic Joseph,
Yeah.
you are a lucky man. Uh, Mako Satomura, no.
Oh man, she's good. She's good.
She's very good, but she would not fit in
She's
Imperium.
great.
Nikita Lyons, no.
Nah.
No, no. Roxanne Perez? No. Sol Ruka? Hell no.
She
I
got her
love
own thing
Sol.
going on. She
She
got,
got her own thing going on, but she also has to come back first. She has to come back first because she's still having a bum knee, and I don't want that. I don't want that for her anymore. She needs to come back.
yeah.
Stevie Turner.
Oh, she's the streamer. She has the streamer
She
gimmick.
she's the streamer gimmick, but the look of her would actually kind of fit from the render I'm seeing. But she's a streamer. That can't happen. Um, well, no, they're not gonna add a woman. They're not gonna add a
I was just
woman
hoping
time
they
period.
did.
But
I
I
was just
mean,
hoping.
it would be cool to see. Um, Tatum Paxley, no.
Uh,
Thea Hale, no. Tiffany Stratton, hell no. Valentina Feroz, no. From
she's
what I
good
know,
too.
though, Valentina's good, so
She's
I'll
her.
I'll,
She
I'll
had the
give her
tag
that.
team, and then they freaking released Ulisa. I think.
And
I
then
don't know
Wendy
why.
Chu, no, not
Wendy
at all.
Chu. Where's Wendy Chu at? I like her.
She's the girl that falls asleep backstage all the time. Um, so
I was with her for a minute. I don't know. I don't know where she went. I think they drafted her to Raw. I think. I'm pretty sure.
she's still listed on NXT. So
Really? Damn.
yeah,
Wendy Chu was alright. I fuck with Wendy Chu. She had that one match. I forget who she was wrestling against, but
I can't believe they still have the free agent pool of Brock Lesnar,
oh,
Cedric Alexander, uh,
Cedric
Logan Paul, MVP, Omos, Von Wagner, and Zion Quinn.
come Tuesday. My man,
Hey,
you saw my man Dante Chen.
I thought you said he was dead, Vaughn. He's
I,
good.
he,
He's in
his
rehab.
his whole face was covered. I didn't know what that was.
He's in rehab. He good.
That
He
was a
ain't dead.
surprise to me. I thought he
Oh,
died.
but yes,
That's
I
crazy.
did see Dante Chen, and I loved what they did for Brian Pillman Jr.'s debut. They actually had him work for that win. It wasn't a
Got Dante,
squash.
and after he
I
lost,
love it.
Boa was helping him in the back. My man Boa with the face. I like Boa. He's the one who had the feud with
I've seen
Solo.
Boa before. I've seen Boa before. So
Yeah,
he's good in my book. It's just I mean
I fuck with Boa. He spit fire in
but
Solo's face that one time when Solo used to talk.
I remember that. Um but yeah, I mean I love what they did with Brian Pillman Jr. The in-ring stuff was great. Like people were saying on social media that he sunk in the ring against Dante. I don't think he sunk at all.
I don't think he said no.
I I think it was just a different type of matchup than people were expecting.
No, I don't think
Because
he sucked at all.
a lot of people were probably expecting the squash match, but no, they had him work for the goddamn win, which I
Yeah,
like a
it's
lot
good.
more.
Yeah, I want to
Like
see him
I
going to hit 4 moves.
but I do like that finisher though. I can't wait to see what they call it though, because that finisher, that neck breaker rope finisher was cool. I like
I'm
that.
with it.
They just gotta figure that out. Um but yeah, no, I thought the presentation of Pillman was great. Um and Lexus King, I'm actually liking the name a lot more now than actually seeing the presentation of Lexus King with that throne and everything like that, bro, I'm digging it. And it
NXT can
it's
get anybody over, man. I'm trying to tell you.
it's just weird that how in AEW he was so close to his father, and then as soon as he gets signed to WWE or NXT, he's like, "Yeah, fuck my father." But I guess he learned from the best and Christian
Hey,
Cage
man,
while he was over there. So
whatever works. I'm with whatever works, man. Fuck that shit.
I guess he learned from the best when it comes to Christian Cage. So um there you go. I mean, I know it kind of transitioned into WWE and NXT talk for the last few moments of the stream, guys, but the future of AEW, the future of TNA slash Impact Wrestling, it's gonna be fine. Um TNA is just gonna have a little bit of a transitioning period when it comes to the rebranding or the resculpting into TNA, but that's gonna be good. And AEW, they're a young company. The future is bright. They just gotta get more steps. But
That's
yeah,
facts, Gordon. That's facts. Accusations. False
Mo didn't
accusations.
attack Trick. Yes, he did. And we'll be seeing that
See?
match,
That's why Phil don't show up to the meetings, man. This is ridiculous.
and we will be seeing that match at Deadline. So,
He is going to be proven. I'm
right.
gonna put a trial for Melo. He's gonna be proven innocent because Wesley did it. Wesley was the last one he was seen with when Wesley was cleaning out his locker. Melo and Trick were in the locker room, and then Wesley disappeared. So Wesley heard the conversation that Melo and Trick were having. Wes did it. He tried to kill Trick. He tried to shoot him. No, no. Wes, you're going to jail, buddy. You did. No, you're going to jail, buddy. I watched Chicago PD before Monday Night Raw. You're going to jail, buddy. Melo didn't do shit. I think it's a
Watch the
game.
Chicago PD for Raw.
Yeah, me. I watch Chicago PD. I don't watch Chicago PD.
I was gonna say you don't watch Chicago
I do
PD.
not
Get
watch
out of
Chicago
here.
PD. Every time I come on there, there's like kissing somebody or someone died. And I'm like, what? There's nothing Chicago or PD about that show. It's just kissing and gunshots. Oh, look at this dude.
Okay, now you're finally showing up again.
I had business to handle, aka
What?
my mom called me.
Oh,
Okay.
your mom called you for like an hour and a half?
Loft, explain to him how black mothers work.
Actually, no, that's very true. Never mind. All
Yeah,
right, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Yep,
I
I
ain't
get
gotta
it.
say nothing.
Nope, nope. That
I was
makes
hoping
100%
I'd have to
sense.
explain that to him.
It makes 100%
I don't.
sense. So I understand. Yep.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to.
As soon as you said that, I understood.
It's a lot of trauma. I'm gonna start crying. So,
Oh,
Damn.
okay.
What did we open up over here? Oh my
trauma.
god.
The trauma, TJ. That's what you did.
There's a lot of trauma over here.
Well, all right.
Everything's bad, but
So
got work in the morning.
so yeah.
I have to eat my dinner though, 'cause I have to go to bed. I have work in the
Yeah.
morning.
No.
And
We were honestly kind of just wrapping things up, TJ. So sorry.
Oh wow.
Um. But yeah. One final statement about WWE, AEW, TNA Impact. Before we get the hell out of here, I'll let you at least get that final segment in there, TJ, because it did take a little bit to get you
Okay.
back.
Real quick, Marquise. How do I feel about Will Ospreay? That's my nigga. That's my nigga. But
Oh,
anyway.
Will Ospreay's fantastic. He's a fantastic
Yeah.
human being. Wherever he goes, they'll be lucky to have him.
Facts. All right. So. I'm calling this the one final beat. Shout out my boy Johnny Gargano. So, final thoughts I got about the whole landscape. I call this TJ's recipe for success. WWE, focus more on that women's division. You're starting to do good things. Take notes from NXT. Michael Sean Hickenbottom, he's cooking up over there. So Triple H, take some of them notes for the main roster. You're starting to get there. You're starting to get it. Just add a little more oomph, a little more seasoning. Right. AEW, for the love of God, use your women. God damn it, use your women. Shit. And stop flip-flopping the titles. Feels like I'm watching a game of hot potato going on in this bitch. Like either put the title on someone for a while or just make it a fucking 24/7 title. It's insane. It is insane to me. TNA, keep doing your thing, player. Shit, you on the road to success. You probably the only one who got the formula figured out. Yeah, get your women in there a little bit more. I think overall, people need to put their women on the card more. Women's wrestling is the future of this business. Let's be fucking for real. Also, to all companies, keep that narcissistic motherfucker away from your shit. I don't give a fuck if you're in Chicago. Don't even let them people think he's going to wrestle for y'all if you know what's good for you. You follow these rules, these recipes, and then you'll be cooking.
It's kind of funny because before you were even in here for the second time, Woff is actually kind of talking a little bit good about Punk before,
What?
which is kind of crazy.
All I said was that the man could go to TNA and they would get a TV deal because Chicago fans would want to watch him on TV. That's all I said. And because I care much more about him leaving WWE alone than possibly coming to TNA, seeing that he was already in TNA before. And I don't think Scott D'Amore is gonna let CM Punk ruin what TNA is about to do. So the moment that Punk steps out of line, kill him. I mean, fire him.
If you get fined from WWE on your wedding day, AEW for legitimately attacking the boss and apparently causing his life to be threatened, and TNA, you should just not be in pro wrestling
I'm trying
anymore.
to be a better.
Get
I'm
out of
trying to
it.
be a nicer person to people that I don't like. I was told I have to start saying nicer things, so I'm trying my hardest. Don't
No, but
make me.
I'm just saying, if you get fired from WWE, AEW, and Impact / TNA, just stay away. Stay away, because those are the 3 companies
The
in
weird
North
CM Punk
America
fans,
that have a
the
shot.
weird CM Punk fans are still gonna love him. The weird CM Punk fans are still they're too far. I didn't say anyone's name. They are too
What do you
deluded.
mean? I coughed. What are you talking about?
Nah, man. They're too far gone to have. They're too far. I'm not gonna. I can't speak to them anymore. But it ain't gonna matter. And
Breaking news.
Huh?
The fuck Kyle Fletcher
Oh,
agenda still
yeah.
continues because he is facing Konosuke Takeshita on a Rampage, and he's gonna get his
Oh,
ass kicked. So there
yeah.
you
oh,
go.
he's
Kill that
about to get
nigga.
it.
Have a
He's
good
about to
time.
Kill
get it.
that nigga.
He's about
Yeah.
to get
Kill
it.
that nigga.
He's about to get it. It's an old
Um,
fashioned beat down.
so
Beat
there you
him
go.
up. Beat him up. Break his neck. Break his neck. Beat him
Oh, and
up. Beat him up. I'll
apparently
never
Mark
be.
Briscoe's also back too. So that's
Oh
gonna be
shit.
great.
That's cool.
Mark Briscoe apparently showed up at the Rampage tapings. So there you go. So we'll possibly be seeing Mark on Rampage as well.
Nice.
Oh, and I don't know if you saw this, TJ, but we also have the Fatal 4-Way announced for a #1 contendership for Sheeta's world title. I know, I fucked up earlier. Loff wasn't even here when that happened. It's Sky Blue, Willow Nightingale, Anna Jay, and Abaddon in a 4-way.
Oh, wow.
Winner
A
gets
lot of
That's
ass in one
Sheeta.
ring.
Winner gets Sheeta at Collision on Saturday night.
That's the battle of ass right there. And I mean that in a good way.
such a
And
freaky ass.
and we get Santana versus Ortiz.
Oh,
Santana versus Santana and Ortiz, Pride and Powerful. They're going 1-on-1
All
with
right.
each other.
all right.
Bet.
If you guys have not been seeing the whole rivalry between Santana and Ortiz on AEW Rampage, you're sorely missing out because that match is gonna kill it.
I also don't blame you though, because who the fuck watches Rampage
Who
anymore?
watches Rampage? I know that, but yeah,
No
I mean
doubt.
it's been great. I've seen the video packages and everything that they've been doing, and it's incredible. But yeah, those are the 3 matches that they got set up for Rampage, and then I get a world title match on Saturday along with the women's title match. So that's gonna be great.
Gang shit, man.
That's all I'm on.
Good.
Where's my
I'm just seeing the face to face right now between Fletcher and
Takeshita?
Konosuke, and it's hilarious.
Oh
It's
god.
legitimately hilarious.
He's about to get walked.
Oh, and she has a new T-shirt out now. Apparently,
Oh good.
Wow.
it shows all of her 3 title wins in that one design.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kinda hot.
It's a nice
Oh
shirt.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a nice shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So, Loft, do you have any of the final words to say about all 3 promotions that are going to be sweeping the professional wrestling league as we continue on into 2024. I know 2024 is like in 2 months away, but 2024 is going to be a huge year for pro wrestling in terms of all three companies.
TNA, I am also always here as your world champion. As you can see, I have this championship, which means I am your world champion as well. So, um, I've been waiting for this day for a long time. You know, they said a lot of things about us. You know, but we here still, and we back, and I'm overly grateful. So, that's I just want to talk to TNA now. I don't want to talk to anybody else. TNA is my main priority right now. Um, I'm in the process of changing my entire TikTok page to a TNA support page because
Hmm.
it has been halfway for a while now, and I just never thought it would ever come into. Um, I never thought it would I would be here. You know, I think I'm a part of this. I think I built this. You know, this wasn't here before we were here.
We
You know
built
what I'm
this
saying? So
city.
we built this city on rock and roll. So
Thank you for
that's what
getting that. Oh my god, at least somebody knew that. At least somebody knew that.
oh shit. But yeah, man. Switching over to
I was
TNA
hoping
2K.
somebody would have
No,
known that.
we're not switching over to TNA. One because there aren't any good Impact Zone arenas. Well, to my liking, and because TNA's here now, so I don't have to switch. They're here in real life, so WCW is going to be exactly where it's at, and we're the best wrestling company in the world anyway, so it doesn't matter. Um, yeah, man, I'm
Oh
excited.
wait, bro, I can, dude. The woman, the girl I
I
showed you for
know.
TNA.
I don't like that one.
You don't like that one?
I mean,
Mm.
I'm gonna download it and then I'm gonna do a match and see how it looks.
Cause that's the best one that is available easily. Jenna underscore Sting on Twitter. I mean, she's the best when it comes to
Mm.
creating arenas.
Actually, I might not have downloaded hers. 'Cause I don't think I saw the red ropes. I don't think the ones I have on there are red ropes. So
She's
I'll download
legitimately the
hers.
best when it comes to that.
I'll download hers and I'll see how it looks. But
Like it's absolutely amazing. Like she does such an amazing job.
I'll
Cause
check it out.
she doesn't just do that too. I mean, she did a full like Monday Night Raw from like the early days Monday Night Raw arena.
Whoa!
Looks fucking great.
You saw
I,
someone made
I,
the Friday Night Raw and Monday Night SmackDown.
yeah, I saw that.
That's
It looks like
disgusting.
I
People
watched
got
something terrible.
people gotta stop doing that, man. Like it's
It looks like a crime. It's a crime. It should be punishable by jail and stoning. It looks terrible, and it makes me want to
people gotta
cry.
legitimately stop doing that because it's terrible. It's legitimately so bad. Um, but yeah, I mean she's great. I'll send you just all her stuff because
Yeah.
so so yeah. Um look, the future of all companies is bright, but when it comes to the women's divisions, everybody could step their game up. Not everything is perfect, but you know, it is what it is. There's your stepping stones and we just gotta get through the hardships to get to the promised land. That's all. Um
Oh, one more thing.
uh-oh.
A lot of people texting me why I randomly tweeted "I hate that bitch" on Twitter. You'll know very soon. Uh,
I didn't even realize you sent that.
yeah, I randomly tweeted today. You'll know why very soon.
When did you tweet this?
I
Was
don't
that the
know.
legitimately the only thing you said?
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. I tweeted it like at like 5, 4 maybe. I think I was still at work. I think I was about to leave.
I do not like that bitch.
Yeah.
And then Zay, Tommy, and Don is like, I know, fuck that bitch, and he's talking about my mom, guys.
Who
Okay,
said
Don.
that?
Don said that.
Of
I'm
course he
talking about
did.
my mom.
I'm not talking about. I've never met Don's mother. I bet she's a nice woman.
Zay
That's
says, I
crazy.
know. Tommy said, fuck that bitch, and then Don says, he's talking about my mother.
That is crazy.
I
Zay thinks
honestly
it's about
wonder who you're
somebody and
talking
it's
about.
not. Zay
I
thinks it's
on
about somebody and it's not. I keep trying to tell him that it's not, and he's convinced that it is. It's not. It really isn't.
I
It's
honest
kind of the opposite.
I'm
But
honestly wondering who the hell you're talking about. So we'll figure that out soon enough. All right, guys, we're gonna get the hell out of here. Um, I'm honestly about to hop on 2K for a little bit. Um, do some
that
tournaments before I go to bed. Um, for the Universe mode, crowning our first champions. We're gonna kick off with the United States Championship. That TJ put together. Um,
cool.
so we'll see when it comes down to that. And yeah, we'll see you guys over there if you guys want to join me. And yeah, see you guys over there. Have a good rest of the night. Stay safe. God bless. Peace.